All
Ready?
right. Yep, go ahead.
Following the mysterious psychic phenomenon, Marcus and Izya conducted a pharmacological experiment. Marcus experimented most enthusiastically and spent an extended period having a transcendent hallucination. Alyssa Carter did not find this situation amusing. Archibald and Oogie had traced Park to a slave ship bound for Scarab in the Haistro system, where they are likely to be used as an experimental subject, or worse, feedstock for bioreaction. After discovering this, and with nothing he could do about it immediately, Oogie threw himself into a frenzy of work, earning enough money selling drugs alongside Marcus to emancipate 2 slaves bound for a similar fate. He's now agitating for a swift departure for the next mission, in hopes that his colleagues are once again willing to make a detour to help him out. We soon depart for Khah, where we will investigate signs of alien activity and human abduction, predating mankind's ascent to the stars by millennia. End transmission.
All right,
How
thank
did
you.
they abduct anybody while we were still on Earth? No, I'm just being mean.
That's okay, I was ignoring you. What was that?
Don't worry about it. Slight inconsistency in wording that I pointed out in one of the meaner possible ways, which was not necessary.
Oh. See, I thought it was directed at me. That's why I was ignoring it.
Oh, you were good. I know what he meant to say.
What did I mean to say? What did I say wrong?
The way you phrased that, the abductions happened before mankind made it into space.
No. The abductions happened before mankind ascended into space.
I don't
That's
think
what I heard.
that they do, but okay.
What's that?
Maybe I'm wrong. All right, whatever. I'll leave it alone.
Didn't the archaeological records suggest that they were 4,000 to 8,000 years old?
All right. Well, you're reading it differently than I did, and that's fine.
I think that's right though. I mean,
He may be.
we're in the year 3000 something, right?
No, I had read that as the aliens were thousands of years old, and the abductions were happening now because that's what the narrator was complaining about, is that his friend was missing.
I see.
Perhaps I am wrong.
It's possible you may both be right and wrong.
Okay, well, I don't know about this morally gray correctness here.
Well, for clarification, let's have David explain it to us. In song.
I think instead of doing that, we're going to do a quick in-character announcement. Let me get this all set up here. You have uniforms. And I'm going to make a thread out of this.
You can't make me. This is cruel and unusual.
Yeah, they stopped that kind of stuff, didn't they?
Starter message. That's weird. Okay, that's fine. Yep. It's been threatened numerous times that uniforms are coming, and let me know what you'd like the uniforms to look like. And so here they are. Let me make this a full page thing so I can drag things over easier.
Is it just Star Trek uniforms?
What? Where else would anybody get uniforms from?
I want to be red.
You
don't want to be, or do want to be?
Oh, red is security. No, I don't want to do that. Blue, medical.
Red is security. You're right about that. Alright, so first off are the Raza mission team uniforms. There are 2 pictures here. I cannot post them to stream because, well, they're not stream appropriate. One is labeled dark and one is labeled shiny. I'm giving you guys a choice on that one.
Matt. Let's go then, Matt.
All right.
Where will they be posted?
They're in the discussion channel. I made a new thread for them because there's going to be a lot of pictures.
Look.
Gross.
So the Twitch Prime team, I like it.
Threads. There we go.
All right. Hold on to your scroll bar because I'm posting more pictures.
Oh, we're in TNG season 5 for the DD uniforms. Okay.
Yeah, there were a bunch of other that looked really good, and I decided that I really like those. And you can't really go wrong with Star Trek uniforms. They did a really good job of being very minimalist and classy looking.
Even if they did have to sew Patrick Stewart into his for several years.
Well, he's old.
He gave him back problems. That's why he got the jacket.
Oh. Yeah, that's actually not good. And lastly, the CFUs.
Neat.
Yeah, so let's do a quick poll on whether you want the shiny or the matte for mission team uniforms.
Matt.
I heard one matte.
Let me see. The shiny is the top one or the bottom one.
Yeah.
I
Just
kind
gonna
of
have to go with Matt.
I kind of like the
Prime
shiny.
look?
Yeah, I kind of like the shiny, but they're both not bad.
And looking at the combat field uniforms, your Mass Effect is showing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I actually had to do.
Good.
I actually had to do a little bit of editing. The blue one was a teal greenish, and I had to make the gray for the ship crew for both the CFUs and the ship uniforms.
Now the question is, which option we're going for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the uniform.
I figured that I would let you guys basically just define what classifications those are. Obviously, each one of those should be a different kind of job or
He's going
role.
for number 2. Whatever number 2 is, he's that one.
Let's figure out matte or shiny first. I've got Meowkin for shiny. I believe I heard Nox and Ben for matte.
2-layer for Matt.
Well, that seals it. You're going matte.
It's okay. I want to register a vote for not those pants as opposed to shiny or matte.
Nope.
Oh, man.
Denied.
Those weird knee-gathered pants are just not doing it for me.
You're free to resign.
I will
Actually,
second that vote.
Actually, are we free to resign? Actually,
Not really.
I mean, you are, however, free to choose not to wear the uniform and see what they'll do about it.
that's true.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? QED more people with what QEDs?
Oh, they actually have more QEDs.
They have a few more QEDs.
Yeah.
We'll tell the next. We'll tell the next crew about this uniform, and then they'll have to use them all.
I mean, they've got at
Anybody
least...
who tries to confront Izzy about not wearing the mission-approved pants is going to have to make an immediate mental save or forget that he needs to wear the uniform. It's really just where we're at.
We'll see how much effort Izzy has.
I was going to say, Aura, you weren't in the group yet when the incident occurred that prompted the creation of the Razi uniform, were you?
No, but Izzy just assumes that somehow, one way or another, Marcus was involved.
Oh, no! You are wrong, my good sir.
Well, now you know where my expectations have been calibrated.
It's all Oogie's fault.
Yeah. Oogie and his cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I mean, the cowboy
He was
hat
wearing a
was
cowboy hat, but it wasn't on his head.
and little else.
Oh, right. That. Yeah. I'm remembering
Yeah.
where it is. I knew there was a discussion about it, but yeah.
The callback.
Uh,
I might actually be voting for not those pants on every pair of pants in every uniform configuration you've got there, in fact.
What do you have against stylish pants?
Okay, in order, the weird knee gather on the special mission team uniforms, the fact that one way or another, something is tightly fitted on every version of those, and the waist cut on the middle trousers is strange. Of course, also meant for a woman, but still, like it's real high. That's strange. It's like a mom pants
That's
type
above.
of thing.
That's below the knees. That's what if you're talking about the special mission team uniform. That's like top of boots almost.
That's not better.
I think it is.
And then on the motorcycle jacket mission team uniforms, are those chaps? I can't actually tell. But if you look at them from behind, they look like they might be chaps that are strapped on over the actual uniform, and that's just strange.
I don't think there's any chaps in here.
Especially like Oogie, if you don't wear the pants underneath.
From behind, they look like chaps.
Yeah.
Oh, for the CFUs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Oh, yeah,
objections
no,
to literally
those.
all pairs of pants shown in any of these pictures.
Yeah, no, that's not chaps. That's it's probably a bodysuit type thing.
As a man who sometimes wears a kilt, I just have objections to all forms of pants.
It's okay. There's clearly a no pants option. Very clearly illustrated in the ship casuals.
I actually almost even wrote in that the skirts are not even presented. They're not even provided. In fact, I'm still debating that whether Raza would just make it all pants, male, female, and non-binary.
I mean, why can't the men just wear skirts?
Yeah.
That's
What's
why.
Raza trying to say here?
That's why the skirts.
Can we?
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that would be one of the reasons that Raza would say no skirts. The other being they're really not good for actual, digging into things, climbing through vents. They're not good for work.
Have you considered skirts with pants? Just wear both.
Hence this picture, the Star Trek scant.
Well, in fairness, they actually
The
tried that
scant?
out. Yeah, they did it. There were male
Yeah.
crew members pictured wearing that in the background of several TNG episodes.
Nice.
What is this tunic bullshit?
All right,
And
well,
literally none of them was able to wear it with a straight face, which completely ruined the effect, but they were there.
thank you,
tried.
Tulare. You have sealed my decision. No, the skirts are not given as an option.
That's too bad. That's the only one I didn't hate. I wasn't going to wear it, but I didn't hate it.
What a shame.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we've
Give me a belt and I'm off to save Zelda.
You're like slightly more flared ankle sections on some of these from going to the disco. I mean, like, jeez.
All right. I'm gonna.
I would have voted for Matt too, though, for what it's worth.
Okay.
Let's see how it is. You don't want to shine, huh?
On the contrary,
think the
apparently I'm
thing-
the only one of us who can.
The only thing preventing me from singing Tamatoa's song right now is the fact that we're on stream and I don't want to get Dexter demonetized.
Very confident you're singing.
Also, if you wouldn't mind, can you remove the scant from the thread and put it into the image dump?
I'll leave it there for everybody.
This is your time to take a stand.
Yep.
This is our time to take a scant.
Take a stand for scants.
I just don't want anybody else coming, who's maybe not listening to this stream and seeing that and thinking, oh, how
Exactly.
progressive they are, because I'm not that progressive.
Cancelled.
Rip.
Honestly, we should just all be wearing undyed linen, shapeless nonsense, judging from the current state of unisex clothing. But what do I know?
I mean, that's kind of what Oogie normally wears, unless he's all dressed up, and that's what got us in trouble in the first place. Comes out wearing his burlap potato sack boxers.
Yep. All right. There's a couple of other things that are of some small relevance. I did go ahead and roll the hit points for Valerian, and oh boy, is he a beefy boy.
It's all that construction work.
Yeah, he has 23 hit points.
Wow.
Work outside in the tundra. Get healthy.
Is that more than me? Oh, that's the same amount as me. I thought that number sounded familiar.
Yeah, he's got 3 hit dice. But well, no, his
I
hit
got
dice
5.
are 3d6 plus 2, which is basically a warrior.
I've got 5, and during the last level up, I rolled like 6s across the board, and so Oogie now has 32 hit points.
Oh my god! Someone got some work done in town.
That
It was
there's
6, 6, 4, 5, 6 was my hit point roll.
Maybe it's the new uniform.
It's definitely not the uniform.
I'm working extra hard to bend because these joints aren't at the knees. It's like they expect my ankles to bend like knees.
And those are the abilities that they both got. In addition, Nova gained another +1 to attack and damage, putting her at +7 attack and +4 damage.
Not bad.
Yeah. So those are the choices you made. Still waiting for, and I failed to post it last week, but still looking for kind of a decision on what direction Harry's promotion goes or comes from. And let's dive in with the in-character reveal of uniforms and your new ship.
Well, that's a little more exciting.
It's a little more exciting, yeah.
If you want to get on the new ship, though, you have to wear the new uniform.
When you are first told that you're being deployed, and you're given a couple days to settle affairs, say goodbyes to friends that you've made, tell them you'll be back in however long this takes you, etc., etc. And a couple days later, you all assemble at the marmoset, and you find that the people that are on the marmoset are wearing their crew clothes, unless anybody's been paying particular attention to command chatter. This would be the first that you're learning of any kind of uniform. Well, not the first you're learning of them. First that you're learning that they've now been implemented.
I'm going to call in Oogie's connected focus here.
Okay.
Oogie is aware of them. He's not wearing his yet, but he shows up to the reveal wearing a cowboy hat in Mission Team Purple.
Okay.
Like the cowboy hat is Mission Team Purple.
The cowboy hat is Mission Team Purple.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's got that like hexagon scale pattern on it.
When you board, you are informed that Elena is waiting for you in the mission ready room, in basically her office.
Now, is this the marmoset we're on, or the new
Yeah.
ship now?
Yeah, the marmoset is going to take you up to the Hedgehog.
That's right, because it doesn't have landing gear.
Well, that's most cruisers don't. Raza is an exception.
No, I forgot. Like we can't board the ship on planet anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Too big for that.
Now, normally the cargo lighter or the drop pod would come down and pick you up, but you're being
So this
taken
is
up in the
our
marmoset.
This is the opportunity to say farewell to the marmoset.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. I mean, you'll probably, you might end up on it again at some point, depending on. But for now,
No. Well, we're gonna pretend. We're gonna act like this is the last time we'll ever see the marmoset.
This is the
No.
end.
okay.
No. I'm not actually. I don't think that's a character for Archibald. I like to imagine, anyways.
All right. As Ungi enters, well, he sees Elena dressed in the command amber, and she sees his purple with hexagonal pattern cowboy hat. She makes no comment.
Oogie salutes and then just stands there grinning like a fool.
Only winning move is to not play.
She moves to the side of the fairly small ready room. It is still just a frigate, and waits as the others trickle in. You're seeing your standard, regular complement of, well, not crew. There's only maintenance work being done here, overseen by just a couple of deckhands, just a couple of crew. And when you finally all assemble in that ready room, Elena briefs you on the mission. Says that command has agreed and decided that this mission team, you guys, mission team, will go and explore those ruins just in case there are any extraordinary circumstances or special risks or threats that that you've proven yourself capable of handling, and other teams are not as proven. And then she kind of stares at everyone for a moment, steadies, and you all have uniforms.
All right.
I mean, I just not have to think about what to wear.
It is best like this. Uniforms presents solidarity. Everyone knows job on ship. And everyone knows captain is captain.
Can't we accomplish that with like a badge?
Badge is too small.
A big badge.
It's like shields.
That's called a uniform.
Yeah. Take a look. You will appreciate. And she slides a box that she had deliberately hidden under her desk out into the open for you. And with some of you, it's very obvious who the uniform is for. With those of you that are of a more similar size, Elena clears up any confusion. And you guys are all given the well, except for Marcus. Yeah, the four of you are given the amber, and Marcus is given the blue.
Yay, see, they recognize I'm special.
Oh wait, actually, I think Amaya would also be blue for the engineering. Right? Yeah. Actually, you know what? Why don't you guys decide what colors you are? This is probably the one thing that I did not put thought into as I was changing colors last night.
Max is definitely blue.
Okay.
I mean, much as I hate to say it, I'm probably red, right, Archibald? I mean, his main thing is.
That seems
combat.
most likely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I realized there would only, realistically, there would only be Izya in the amber, Oogie and Marcus, or Oogie and Archibald in red, um, and Amaya and Marcus in blue. Anyone object to those colors?
Nope. But we're allowed. You said we're allowed to wear purple instead. Is that correct?
Yes. As a mission team, Elena hasn't presented those to you yet. But so she will soon. And yes, you'll be allowed to wear the purple mission team uniforms instead of your crew uniforms at any point. And that's the second box that she slides out is the box with those fancier uniforms. These count as secure clothing. So a little bit of armor if you get caught out in them. And Elena goes over all of the rules and stuff. It's pretty much what I typed there. If you're on the ship, you got to be in some kind of uniform, unless you're in the barracks or in a specific designated area like the gym, doing gym stuff. You don't have to do that in your uniforms. When you're on a mission team, if possible, you should wear your mission team uniforms. If the situation dictates that you not stand out, that you blend in, then that's basically at that point you've got your discretionary call. Elena doesn't technically have authority over you when you are on the mission anyways, so she couldn't tell you you're wearing the wrong clothes. I think that's it. There's probably some things that I left out because I got myself down this rabbit hole until like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I may have not thought of everything, but we'll address it as it comes up.
Can the outfits be programmed post hoc into a polymorphic blending?
Yes, you can mod. You can mod your outfits as you see fit.
Okay.
And if there, I think you did some modifications already, right? You want to transfer those over?
If I could add that to the it's loaded into it at any one time. I don't know if that means that I can change them over time.
I think so.
Okay.
So yeah,
but spend a few hours programming that in.
Okay.
I just imagine it's like, hey, what are you doing out of uniform? You just like press a button. It's like I am in uniform.
Oh, I was thinking the other way around. I don't think that there's a problem with doing that either. My brain was in the direction of if you want to say that Amaya, that the mods that you made to your existing uniform, no, because you did that on armor, didn't you?
Yeah, I did that on armor.
Okay. If you want to say that she did that on the Raza CFU, you can. Amaya would have been one of the people that would have had access to these and wouldn't be as surprised as others, especially the CFU. That's fine. If you don't want those mods on the Raza assigned CFU, that's fine also. I'm not going to tell you where your mods go.
Yeah, these are mods applied to an already modded piece of equipment.
Okay.
So
okay, gotcha.
They're legacied in.
All right, that works. And then Elena smiles just a little bit. It is one of those rare things for her, and says, "Are you ready for a new ship?"
I was waiting for this.
It is here, and the crew is already on ship, making certain everything is ship shape.
I'd hope it'd be in a ship shape. It is a ship after all.
Well, it doesn't have to go down the planet. Maybe it just, maybe it's just a square.
That is true, but it's still a ship, though.
What is this nonsense. Yeah, never mind.
Exactly that. Why would you?
you're just gonna
Why
answer
would you
your own question
interrogate? Just let it pass. It will.
there. Let it go.
Elena pops onto her comm and issues an instruction to Captain. Oh, who would it be? Nope, those are. Oh, okay. We'll go with Captain Alexi. Captain Alexi, take us up to the Hedgehog.
Moving on up.
Indeed. It's a temporary position for Alexi. He doesn't want to be in a kind of leadership position. But he's also one of the oldest, most experienced, and even-headed, level-headed of your many crew. All right, the Marmoset heads on up to the Hedgehog, and Jeffrey's tube is Jeffrey's tube? No, a tube extends from the Marmoset to the Hedgehog.
Umbilical?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. An umbilical extends between the ships. You do not have to be in vac suits. It's pressurized and given atmosphere. And you are sent across with Captain Elena into the Hedgehog. Compared to the Marmoset, even on approach, just looking at the view windows, which Alexi, of course, allows you guys to come up on the bridge. It's huge. I mean, it's not capital ship size huge, but this is a tugboat. It's not even a tugboat. This is a rowboat. And that thing is a it's a cruiser.
Archibald lets out a low whistle. But I cannot whistle in real life, so it's fantasy.
Okay, it doesn't come over the microphones very well, anyways. And awaiting you on the other side of the umbilical is someone you've never seen. There are going to be a lot of gray shirts that you don't know because this ship has to have 50 people on it. You've only got the 10 that you selected, and Raza is not going to send a ship like this out with its minimum crew. The Raza had some advantages in that it was a pretext ship that was capable of being crewed by 10 people. Fleet cruisers need 50.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll get to know all your names in time.
And Raza is there are 80 people on the ship, not including you guys. And no, please do not learn their names, because then that makes new named NPCs.
And
Give them names.
thus many.
Become real.
And then we'll feel bad when we get a crew
Get ready
lost.
for around 40 new named NPCs.
Just you wait. Well, we won't even have to do anything. One day we'll just come in. There's going to be 50 new tokens on the board.
What's funny is I did. Where'd I get them from? I think I just repeatedly refreshed the "This is not a person" page and saved like 100 images from that so that I could use them for random NPCs. So I have the faces already.
But we don't have names to the faces.
The talkings of a maniac.
Yes. I find rabbit holes, okay? I get
Not
stuck in
supposed to go down every rabbit hole you find. Jeez.
You guys are given some time to acquaint yourselves with the Hedgehog. Elena reveals that she's been, for the past week or so, she's been doing exactly that. She's familiar with her station, and she does want you guys to get familiar with all the stations on the bridge also, because you'll occasionally have to take over from the nearly 100 crew.
And I hear we get luxury cabins.
Duh. Luxury cabin privilege revoked if caught outside uniform.
Well, ain't no problem for me.
She looks over at Oogie.
Also, look, Archibald will also look over at Oogie.
Hey, Oogie, I think they're talking about you.
Oogie's eyes widen and slowly, like he's trying not to be seen doing it, he reaches up and he takes the hat off of his head and he slips it behind his back.
Hat is fine. Captain's prerogative. I've made special exception. As long as arrestive clothes stay on.
Did we confirm what Oogie's hair situation was?
That's a great question.
But yeah, I asked that last session.
Yeah.
I think we dodged. I think we dodged it.
I'm picturing
Really
unruly
impressed by this.
bedhead now.
I'm just picturing like a circle, of baldness.
Yeah, I think Oogie does have male pattern baldness.
There we go.
Early onset too, because he's only in his late 20s.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Stress will do that to
Guess
you.
you're when you least expect it.
Yeah, in your
That's not fair.
20s.
Got a full head of hair. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've got hair halfway down my back. Real life.
Yeah, I can picture that.
Let's see. All right. That was I did brush past one thing. Tulair, was Oogie pressing for an earlier departure?
I mean, I hadn't said so at the end of last session, but I did include it in the
And the recap.
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that. Then yeah. Elena also drops a comment that mission diversion has been approved, and that she tells Oogie, be nice to new crew. Has been double shifts past 3 days to complete all inspections that I've ordered and prepare ship.
Oogie's eyes widen, and although he's usually completely happy-go-lucky and has even been grinning this morning, you can actually see like his face like falters a little bit, and he takes off his hat again and he holds it to his chest and he goes, "I'm much obliged, Captain Elena. On my honor, I will do right by this crew."
And now, do we have a swimming pool on board? Because we're kind of cutting my lessons short.
That's a lot of mass to have taken on.
I'm pretty sure there's not actually a pool.
Yeah.
There might be.
They do have luxury cabins, but
I would say maybe an infinity pool.
ooh, what's an infinity pool?
It's a little bit bigger than a bathtub.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And it has like flow.
Yeah.
So it's designed so that you can swim in it
Okay.
without actually going anywhere.
That's actually very much like I was thinking. I did not know that there was a term for it. And so Elena says, there are 3 infinity pools.
Pushes water against you, it's cool.
What was that, Ben?
Yeah, I just said it just pushes water against you, it's pretty cool.
Duh.
Archibald grunts.
Can also be hot. You control temperature.
Well, I suppose it should be the temperature of the water on Khah.
That varies significantly depending on the usual factors.
So you said there's 80 people on this ship besides us, is that right?
That's correct.
And we've got the luxury cabins, but the crew obviously does not.
Right.
And Elena asked Oogie to do right by the crew.
She did.
We've got enough time in transit that during the transit to Khah, each and every one of them is going to get one of Oogie's luxury meals. One of his real, honest-to-goodness cooked meals.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind there.
Whereas Max, on the other hand, during the trip will be offering his room for favors.
I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds sketchy.
Good.
It was going to sound sketchy pretty much regardless.
It was, yeah.
That's true.
Izzy is going to get people to transfer his entire psychic signal and sanity board to his room.
Okay.
He's also, before we depart, going to spend as much time as he can digging in the records from the compad that was recovered with him to try to figure out who it might be worth stopping to talk to on Everest Station.
Ah, shit. And do that. Yes. That's, you said his compad, that's the language stuff, right?
No, the compad that was recovered with him, the one that has the records
Oh!
of his old ship. He's going to try to figure out who's worth talking to on Everest on the basis of those records.
Okay. Gotcha. There we go. You're all in the walls and stuff. Like the NPCs are actually on the bridge, but you're all in the walls.
We're in the walls.
Oh, you can't see this yet. Right.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay. Well, I didn't realize they had built the luxury cabins into the walls.
Oh, you gotta make space for it somewhere.
I mean, and how else are we
Less
going to
than
get a nice
luxurious.
view out into space?
All right. Well, as you and your hand-picked crew are acquainting yourselves with the new ship, its amenities, its comforts and luxuries, and its various security features and training facilities. Oh, and the technician's office for one of you. There's a certain engineer who really likes the cut of her pants. The ship gets underway, heading towards Haistro. And change the music up here. Haistro. Played Haistro music? Ooh, I have not. Gonna be kind of loud, I think. We'll see how that does. If that's too loud for anyone, let me know.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So far.
Great.
No issues here.
When you enter Haistro, you are met by a. Oh hey, I'm sorry, I'm thinking the wrong place. There's nothing meeting you on your entry into Haistro. The drill takes 2 days, which is why I needed that date there. Let's see. You guys landed 3/8. You left 3/11. And you've arrived in Haistro. And we'll call it 3:14, including time to the horizon. You see the standard things in Haistro space. There's nothing particularly fascinating about Haistro as a solar system, except it has the planet that Shali, that by unconfirmed but strongly held rumor has floating tech, and through which the elite can unnaturally extend their lifespans.
Hell yeah.
Pretty sure the Raza has it on very good authority that it's very much true.
That's true. The Raza actually does have on very good authority. Jai has looked over the data.
And
yeah.
He's always signed up for it.
Yeah.
Not with her being aware of it, but you know.
Right.
That was the whole.
She pretty much had a contract before she could even assign a contract.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely not legal.
Well, it's, parental consent. And making your way into the system, you see the usual hustle and bustle of merchant ships. You also see a few more in the way of... I have to turn this down a little bit. You also see a few more than is normal for your system travels in the way of the elite people ships. Ships that are marked as someone important is in this ship, usually by the ring of military ships keeping distance from, or keeping other ships distant. Now, obviously, everyone's still in combat range because there isn't grand 10 to 20,000 kilometer swaths of space around a planet that people can claim as their own personal parking space. As you're approaching, in that mess of ships, you see a familiar ID pop up. The Nest Egg, which is the ship name that you were given as holding your quarry.
All right, open fire. No. Unless, I'm trying to remember. Is access to the planet particularly difficult, or?
Access to the planet isn't difficult. Going anywhere on the planet is. Visitors, traders are locked into the cordons, and it's pretty much only the elite that get past it.
Gotcha. And is there? This is all pretty much cramps, right? So it's not like opening fire. It's actually a smart idea, right?
Within this 10,000 kilometer space, there are about 36 other ships.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So threatening them's not really. Or threatening them off the bat, it's not the great idea. That's my silly class. What size ship is it? Is it a frigate?
It's a free merchant. You can tell that fairly easily. You can also, as you are at the edge of your scan range, you can see that there is a security escort that is soft docked with it. Meaning that they've got the umbilical attached in such a way that if either of them pulled away, it would only damage the umbilical. It wouldn't, suddenly depressurize everything. But that kind of soft lock also means that travel between ships takes like 5 minutes.
It was just a local security thing, or like an escort ship.
You can't tell from this distance. And I didn't want to move you too close before you guys decide how you want to approach this.
All right. Any thoughts, anyone?
I'm going to put some timers on this because I don't want to, turn this into an entire session affair.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a trade in progress, like and they haven't gotten them offloaded here yet, or what.
Yeah.
I'm figuring we should at least tail them and, you know.
Yeah, just take the easy approach. Slow and steady. I mean, what have we really in a rush for it?
Yeah, I mean, they're traders. We don't have specifically. We don't have anything against them other than presumably they're slave traders, and we're interested in a slave that they had. I mean, I guess we could find what they do extremely objectionable.
But yeah, but
they don't
in
even
the
know who
grand
we
scheme of
are.
things, the quickness wouldn't really matter in this instance.
Unless, of course, they're actively offloading Park right now. So I don't know if they would be doing that onto a security ship or not, or if they just go planet side.
Well, if you think that's what's happening, then we'll have to take the risk.
Oh, we can always hail them.
They're
I mean,
here to
I'm
make.
not saying-
They're here to make money, and this is a problem that money can solve. This is a matter of opening up my credit chip. That ain't no problem.
All right, I
So
think we
we-
take that approach.
I say we hail them.
One, and say you're interested in a particular slave, because if you say one particular slave, they're going to increase the price of that one slave.
You can see this fierce fire in Oogie's eyes. They can increase it a fair amount for I won't be able to afford it.
We do get paid pretty well.
And Marcus, you've done business with and around Oogie a few times now. You know he's usually one to drive a bargain.
Yeah.
So it's definitely out of character for Oogie to not want to reduce costs as much as possible. Yeah.
Well, whatever you deem worth it, that's obviously up to you. I can't tell you what's right or wrong on that.
I'm all for solving the problem with money.
It's the easiest way. Have that, or I guess we just... Actually, I won't say that just yet. We'll go for the money route.
I'm gonna feed this cat real quick. Should be able to hear.
Okay. All right. Barring any other input, sounds like you've decided to approach nearer and hail them? Or do you want to hail them before you've even gotten nearer?
I think we get near them, then hail them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just whatever, casual hailing distance would be.
Okay.
Just that cat.
Yeah.
Why'd the music change?
I don't know.
Right.
I can't actually hear the music. It's always too soft for me.
You should be able to turn it up on your side.
It's now kind of ominous.
Yeah, I can only turn it up so much though.
True.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's just like Dark Tide. You hear the music change. So something's happening.
Well, there we go. I can turn up just Chrome.
Are there any scans or additional information you want about this or the soft dock ship that you want to make before you hail?
I want to know more about the soft dock ship.
Okay.
The one it's like potentially offloading.
Yeah, the soft dock ship, without even making any rolls, you can see that it is registered to a security company or mercenary company, VitalSec.
And if we were to have a quick little look around on the interwebs, what would that come back to?
That sounds like it's got to be a company on Scarab, right?
A quick search of your databases and what you know of various companies is this is just a standard mercenary company. There's nothing in particular that stands out about them location-wise.
Okay, so potentially they're offloading slaves.
It's
Maybe domestic.
it's unlikely that they're offloading slaves to VitalSec. VitalSec is an actual trade transport security company. So looks like VitalSec is most likely there as security for the nest egg.
Hey, okay.
Did you want anything more in depth than that?
Apart from asking about guns and stuff, getting like sensor readings on like what kind of weaponry.
And what's socially acceptable for scanning?
Well, if you use passive scans, anything you want. Active scans are a little bit. Well, it's not like the ship that's being scanned knows what you're scanning for or what questions you're asking.
Yeah.
They just know, hey, they're scanning us.
Which could mean, hey, they're locking onto us.
It also means that, yeah. Or at least that can be part of it. For a security ship, probably. Sorry, Taylor, I'm turning this down a little bit more again.
I figured out how to adjust the volume on my end, so I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right. You hail the nest egg, and older man, balding like Oogie, with scraggly facial hair and a bit of a beard gut, pops up on your video. Captain Battle.
Captain Battle, this is Trader Oogie Tromar. I was hoping I could perhaps make a deal regarding some of your cargo.
We have stores of goods bound for many places. What makes you think I have what you want?
Well, I happen to know that some of your cargo was sapient in nature, and I believe you may have been carrying, let's say, an acquaintance of mine. Somebody I'd rather not see shipped on down to that planet down there.
Well, sounds to me like you're looking for someone carrying slaves, and slaving's illegal.
Oh, you and I are both men of business. I understand that the trade in biomass is flexible. There are ways to classify the meat that you're carrying.
Ah. Well, I do have a fine corral of cattle here. You know the
And Oogie is straining but keeping his business face on.
you know the branding on the cow you're looking for?
I don't have a recent photograph, but I know that they're from Camiego and done got sent out through Thurid.
I just picked up a shipment of goods from Thurid. I might have something you'd be interested in, even if this cow ain't it. Why don't we do some business?
Oogie thinks about it for a moment. I want to see the stock remotely.
And got cameras in my hold.
You got a camera in your pocket, don't you?
No. Nobody on this ship carries cameras.
That's
Smart.
yeah.
Oogie scowls. Then I and several of my associates would like to inspect the stock.
I expect that's reasonable. I'll leave the door open for you.
I mean, they let us on our ship. We outnumber them greatly. So, it's a win in my book.
Wait, say that again?
I'll say if they let us on their ship, I mean, we're a cruiser and they're what? I mean, the security ship's also a frigate size, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
patrol boat.
Yeah.
When the video feed is cut, Oogie just lets out an enormous sigh, and you could see the tension on his face where he's kind of letting it go. Friends, I'm gonna need some help on this one.
Understandable. I'll come with you.
Yeah. Archibald will pat him on the back. It's like, we'll be right there. And who knows? Maybe I'll get to try out my new gun.
On a frigate?
Yeah. Oh, well. I won't miss. It's fine.
I'm just laughing because a frigate is like half the size of a football field at best.
Well, yeah, but it's still the whole thing with I can use it like basically an assault rifle too now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. It's still funny to think of a sniper rifle hitting somebody 20 feet away.
Yeah. But that was one of the design considerations is,
Mhm.
So I don't have to swap weapons all the time.
That's true. Oh, moved Amaya. Is Amaya also going on this excursion?
No. It is better for everyone if Amaya doesn't go.
What about Izya?
I mean, you say that.
Sure.
I don't know. Is anyone really opposed to a smash and grab?
Yes.
If this is an explicit smash and grab, then Amaya's there.
Yeah,
But,
I know that's what
If
you're gonna say.
Amaya goes there and this isn't an explicit smash and grab,
It
we're
might-
not
it'll
leaving
turn
until
into-
every slave
it'll-
on there isn't a slave anymore.
It'll turn into one. It just kind of takes the options away.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do our best to keep it peaceable, right? Because we are kind of off mission, so to speak.
Alright, I'm gonna move Maya over to the airlock just because, she
Be waiting there.
might be waiting there, yeah. Alright, you are sent docking instructions for the free merchants other side. The savvy fare is not undocking from the nest egg, so you get to come in on the other side. Now, obviously, they've got a hold full of cargo, so they can't just lower the ramp. Some of it might need atmosphere.
Some of it might spill out.
Yeah. Your umbilical is sent over, latches on, and the air between them pressurized and stabilized. I do want to ask you, what are you taking over with you, and what are you wearing? In other words, inventory check.
Max is going with his stand. Literally doesn't change anything with what he carries. He's bringing the medical gear to check out the, the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to make sure we're getting top rate.
Provided that's not too out of the way. I mean, Archibald certainly poses a bodyguard for Oogie, so combat field uniform and everything.
Are
Okay.
you carrying the backup med tools,
Yeah, the backup
Yeah,
med
yeah.
kit.
All right. So I'm hearing that Marcus is in mission team outfit, not CFU. Archibald is in CFU. Neither of them have obvious weapons except for maybe a sidearm. Yeah?
Max is going in, like... Well, actually, there's a point. Are we actually going to go in, our uniforms, or do we want to go a bit low-key on this one? Because us showing up like a bunch of purple... I won't say the next word. Might look a bit, out of place. If we look a little bit ruffian-like, then it might be more appropriate.
Scratch up our armor, scratch up our gear a little bit.
Potentially.
But I mean, we are also on a cruiser, so
All right,
Like,
we'll go in the
we can
gear
look pretty
then.
well. I think we can look pretty well to do. It'd be kind of
Go
weird
in
for
the
us to
gear.
have a shiny new cruiser and come in looking all rough.
Okie dokie.
I assure you, there's rich people that. In fact, it's probably mostly rich people that are in this business.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oogie's going to wear his secure clothing uniform as well, and in response to Marcus's suggestion, he kind of gestures up and down at the uniform, projects solidarity.
Oh, that's what you was going for, right? I thought it was badass,
All right. Does Oogie have any weapons on him?
Righty and lefty.
All right. And how about Izya?
He's probably just wearing the uniform they just gave him.
Okay.
And I would guess, notwithstanding that everybody else seems to feel fairly confident about this, he'll probably bring along some kind of pistol from the armor.
Max is not bringing any weaponry apart from himself.
Okay.
And then as far as gear goes, Data Slab and VisiLink.
Okay. Oh, 1 second here. Oh, man. Okay, hang on.
Just as an aside, Knox, if Amaya has a strong objection to slavery, then you and I have some scenes with Oogie that we could play out at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Especially after this scenario.
Especially after this scenario. I have ambitions for Oogie going forward.
To be the slave master. Gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, no.
No.
Oogie Tromar, president of Kamiego. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
I guess I don't actually need that. All right. You are greeted by Captain Battle, introduces himself as Auto Battle. From behind two obvious private security with their guns not trained on you as the airlock opens, but held in a position that anyone with military or gun training or security bodyguard understands is intended to directly inform that they are ready to fire. Otto looks over their shoulders at the four of you and says, well, he calls back for inbound, and says, I hope you don't mind, lock up the airlock once you stepped through. A little security precaution I learned when you're transporting live cargo.
Yeah, don't end just running away.
More you don't want the air running away.
That as well. Are these all wearing vac suits?
They're not wearing back suits, no.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so at least I know how we can kill them easily.
I will go ahead and establish telepathic contact with the enemy captain.
Okay. He starts backing away and leading you deeper into his smallish ship. And what level of contact did you establish? I keep asking that, but it actually doesn't matter. It's level 0 unless you can't understand his language or you want to do something, and then you tell him it's level 2 because he gets a saving throw.
Right.
Okay. Emotional states. Well, he's anxious and nervous.
Okay.
Might be a sting operation. You never know.
I don't have any deeper ambitions yet. I'll let you know if that changes.
Sounds good.
Oogie hangs back with Archibald, and there's a note of panic in his voice. Archibald, it just occurred to me, I don't actually know what Park looks like.
Did we ever at any point find a description of Park? Because I mean,
we found a description.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually perfect.
It isn't greatly detailed, but it's a description.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to go off the description we have.
And Nox, this is, I would say, final opportunity. They are going to, well, final-ish opportunity. They are going to close those airlocks.
We're okay if this ends up turning into a slaver slaughter, right?
Yeah, and if that does happen, I want to make sure that Nox is not locked out of it, per se.
All right, fine. The player decision rather than a character decision, but
yeah,
Amaya will go, but we'll stay kind of behind.
I was actually going to suggest something similar. Basically, leave Amaya as just to hang out at the airlock and make sure that nothing happens to it.
Yeah,
But
just kind of hold the
personnel
door.
number 2.
Okay. All right. The rest of you, I'm going to separate you just a little bit. The rest of you are led down the halls of the Free Merchant. It is a small ship. It's roomier than your patrol boat was. It's roomier than the Marmoset. It's not as cramped as the Marmoset in addition to just being bigger. This is a ship that is designed for people to actually live in, although fewer people. It's not a military ship. It's not built like a freaking sub packing people in like sardines. Until you get to the cargo bay. Otto, opens the hatch to a ladder going down, and those of you that are not wearing vac suits, which I believe is all of you, are immediately assaulted with
I'm
the.
always wearing vac suit.
Okay, so everyone but Marcus are immediately assaulted with the stench of
Sweat.
sweat, neglect,
Oh.
feces, urine.
Really, the whole cornucopia.
Yeah. And, some of you have memories of what livestock, maybe not cattle specifically, but, they all kind of have a similar earthy, disgusting scent to them that you can kind of get used to. Now, this is more like, well, I'll let you two decide between Oogie and Archibald. Well, either of you might have been privy to landlords who did not treat their slaves well, who kept them in pits and in squalid conditions.
But wouldn't really have memories of it per se.
Wouldn't have memories of it, but you would, you could,
Like, would you have a sense of familiarity with the?
sense of familiarity, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't place why it's familiar, but you know it is.
Yeah. And it ain't reminiscent of animals.
It's not animals, nope.
I'm sure Archibald just probably dealt with some really skeevy
Okay.
people in the past, so kind of wrinkles his nose, but doesn't really say anything.
Otto climbs down, and you see that there are a couple other security there with lights on their void carbines to greet him, and they watch as you guys come down also. And one at a time, as your lights shine on them, they are not otherwise in a lit area. You see human bodies huddled in tiny cages, so slim that they can't even. Well, the bigger of them can't stand two to a side.
So going along, Max is keeping an eye out for any that have latent talent.
Any that have what? Oh, latent talent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychic.
Okay. As the lights are shining on them and throughout this larger room, there starts a low murmuring, and those of you that have a well-trained ear can number the people in here at around 100.
Not bad.
Also,
Not bad.
also, it did just occur to me, Park would probably recognize Oogie, so that solves our problem of not knowing who Park would be.
I was kind of hoping that, yeah. Oogie is containing his rage, but anybody watching him, including the mercenaries, can see that his muscles are just tense. He is a walking ball of nerves and anger right now.
Yeah.
As he strolls up and down the slave pens, looking for somebody he knows.
As he's walking up and down, the lights eventually do flicker on a low yellow glare. And Oogie sees that there's a couple more of these hired goons or hired security at the ends of the slave rows. There's three or four slave rows. The people in cages of varied ages, not too many children, are hiding their faces from Oogie. They're shying away from him as he passes by.
They've seen this before. They know what comes.
Or do they?
What are the rest of you doing?
I suppose Archibald's largely keeping an eye on Oogie, but he just got a couple children. Just kind of glances, like grimaces, like that's real poor taste.
Izya, Otto's emotions are taking a turn from anxious to thrilled.
He should make a mental save, because now I want to know what he's thinking.
What are you doing?
I'm going to level 2 of telepathic contact.
All right. Yep.
Thinking we just, I
The
don't.
disposition die fails its mental save.
What's he thinking?
He's lured us into a trap.
No, he's thinking how this must be personal, and he's trying to figure out just how much Uki is worth. As in, not as in taking Uki, but
How much money he can get from him.
mm-hmm.
Pretty much the thing Marcus thought of, which is, okay, looking for specific. When it comes now.
That's fine. I'll just keep a, I guess not an ear exactly on it, but you get the idea.
A brain ear.
All right. What is Marcus doing?
Literally just looking over everyone and seeing, okay, are you psychic? Okay, are there any that are obviously look ill? Because he wants to then use that.
Marcus hasn't detected any latent psychics. He is seeing some that are dead.
Lovely.
In cages with some that are still alive.
So, is this how you take care of the cattle? Letting the dead fester around them to promote disease amongst them? This doesn't bode well, you know.
Let's not play coy. You know where they're going. It hardly matters if one or two don't make it. And
No, but some of them can be useful.
at those words, there's near you. There's a new round of sniveling and crying. Useful. Here, I'll go into the shredder. You know where we are, or do you?
Oh, I know where we are.
Izya, this man's brain is spinning up. And this is kind of like the warning that there's a bomb in the next room, just in time for the bomb to go off. He starts pushing on this point, starts basically commenting that that these ain't got long. As soon as he finishes his transaction here, nobody's gonna see any of these people ever again. He is actively poking and prodding at Oogie, maybe not physically, with how little time he has and how dire his predicament for wanting any one person.
I think he's gonna press on this too hard.
I don't think there's much I can do about it one way or the other. It's just where we're at.
I was talking about Otto pushing on this too hard. Sorry, I'm sorry to agree with the Maya.
Even the dog agrees.
Even the dog agrees. That's right. Oogie's Oogie's rage is starting to congeal. That tendency of his to go into head down, go to work mode when he is emotionally overwhelmed is starting to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
But the work here is not trade or study. The work here is murder.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Archibald gives Sugi a meaningful look. I'm like,
So,
like subtly just shorts his gun.
so
Just
if
shorts his med kit.
so if Archibald is used to watching men go into battle, Oogie was quaking with rage a few minutes ago,
Mhm.
and now his hands are as steady as rocks.
Like cold fury.
Cold fury. He slowly turns and walks back over to Captain Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like you've ruined him for any other purpose.
Now,
They
just
ain't-
a quick note on positioning. Captain Battle does not let Oogie get between. Let me rephrase that. Captain Battle keeps his security between himself and Oogie.
That's fair.
But
That's
that-
prudent.
Dexter, just to make sure I'm not I'm not, overestimating ourselves. This does seem like kind of a situation where, we're skilled enough that we could probably actually just take him down. Does it seem like this would be a bad idea to go loud, so to speak?
You haven't.
Look, we haven't had a fight in a while. Just YOLO it. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Come on.
that's kind of what I'm sitting here thinking. It's like making sure that
The security that he has are professional. They are trained, but they're not spec ops.
Yeah. Like it might be a fight, but it's not like I'm not saying like we can take this guy down, no problem. But I'm saying we can still take him.
Yeah, there's certainly a risk of stray shots, injury, as there would be even with a thug with a gun. These guys just increase that risk to you, and the fact that there's two at one end of the cargo bay with Oogie and Captain Otto kind of in the middle-ish of these rows, two at the ladder. With you guys between Oogie and the ladder. Let's put a diagram out here. We got security over here. Oh, you guys can't see this yet. Let me move you over.
So possibly it might be better to wait until we're not with a bunch of potential friendly fire, so to speak, too. But
Kinda.
Anyway.
It's more like this. If the ladder's over here, the other security over here, and you guys are in the middle. I'll move you over just a second. Sorry, I hope you haven't lost what you were saying there. Tulek.
yeah, we can leave it here. I just wanted to clarify, like, if things do go to combat, that we have a clear understanding.
Yeah.
But I think I'm confident in where we're at now.
Was Archibald with Oogie?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Archibald's staying right by Oogie.
Okay, and so is Marcus and Izya.
Max is like nonchalantly just like looking out wherever I'll say the cages are essentially.
Okay.
If that's off to the side, is off to the side. He's looking at the cage.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to what Oogie was saying to Auto Battle.
You ruin him for any other purpose, You couldn't get a better price for him if you wanted to.
I mean, yeah, there are pleasure planets out there, and there's always more need for slaves in other means.
These were the
means
dregs of the
servants.
pleasure planet. These are the used, washed up, broken bodies and useless for anything else already. This is their last stop. Their last chance to be useful to anyone.
Oogie just very casually cracks his knuckles. And he's not even He's not even giving Battle the dignity of looking at him as he says all this. One last chance to settle this like civilized gentleman, Battle. You got a notion of what I'm looking for. You willing to settle?
Help me. What is the notion that Oogie thinks Battle has?
I mean, Oogie has made it clear enough that he's looking for an individual person here.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on the same page then. Battle says, you point him out, and we'll deal.
Well, seems we're on the same page. Good. Let's get this over with. It's getting a bit of a bore now. Max is just gonna carry on looking around as them two have their standoff. And Max is also now on the lookout for anything that looks heavy.
Well, there's lots of cages.
Oh, yeah, but more like other kinds of crates.
Yeah. The cargo bay has a lot of other actual cargo in it. It was not transporting only human slaves. So there's a variety for you and for Marcus to pick from. Most
Are you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
real quick. Most of it will be secured, so it's not just like everything is free reign to Marcus. But you know, there's still going to be things that he can pull off and move around. And what were you asking?
It's not so much. Go
on. Tuller?
I just want to get consensus from the group. Are you guys okay if we make this go loud?
Oh, absolutely. We haven't had fighting in a long while.
Yeah, somebody's gonna need to ping a Maya.
And yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can space this
Actually,
yeah. This is about to get loud. But also, I would think that if we can get them out of the slave hold area, would probably be better. Less collateral damage concerns.
I think it's at this point where Max is gonna like go up to like just a random person. I'm just gonna see what the quality is like. Pull up his like bio scanner, scan him, then look at his compad, and then like click a couple of buttons. Do the guards come over?
No. They don't really care what Marcus is doing. Yeah.
Amaya's getting a angry face emoji and a fist emoji. And then he goes, huh. Yeah. Puts his bioscanner and compad away.
Also, how long does it
the
take?
compad is going to receive just a thumbs up back.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's kind of like what he said. Some of them don't look the greatest. Obviously, not being cared for, so we best hurry this up.
So out of character real quick here. Yes, it would be prudent to get this fight out of the cargo area, but it's dramatic if it's in here. And also that's just more difficult scene to go through. So
Okay, I'm cool with it.
We're going to do this thing.
Okay.
Oogie looks around. He goes, it's too dark in here for me to see a damn thing. And I think you know that. And then he kind of calls back over his shoulder. Park, keep your head down. It's about to get messy.
There's an instant cry of alarm from those cogent enough to understand what was just not so subtly implied. And let's go ahead and have everyone roll initiative.
Yay!
Yay! The ship might have some fires on it when we're done.
All right, so let's see here. Click on character, and then
There's an initiative button.
Oh,
one is it?
let me put the tracker
Top
out.
left.
Yeah.
All the way
yeah,
on the
he's got-
right
Yeah,
menu.
he's got to put the. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
There's also a button in the top left for macros. That's
Yeah.
just
There
looking
it
at the
is.
table.
Yep.
1. Uno.
I need to wait for the screen to load so that I can find my character to click on it.
Well, Dex could always roll it for you.
I could.
I can roll initiative. I just can't click on my character first.
Alright, let me make sure I can actually do separate initiatives for all these guys. And it's not just overwriting. Yes, good, good, good. Alright, have I got everyone? Looks like we've got everyone except for Amaya. Oh my goodness,
Just
how
press
did you
button.
guys? Oof. Looks like you were not on your character,
I
but I
couldn't
will
click on the
fix that.
person, so
That's fine. There we go, and give you a 10. Alright. As I typically do with combat, it doesn't actually start until somebody makes a move, until somebody does something that starts the combat. They're not firing on you first, so it sounds like Oogie is making that first move.
I think that sounds about right.
Okay? What is that first move? What is Oogie doing?
I think Oogie is smart enough to know he's not going to get past 2 security people to get to Otto, as much as he would like to. And so he is going to try to take out one of the security people between him and Otto.
Okay.
All right, and you are right. It's been a while since we've done combat. I got to remember how to do this. So let's see here. I think I just click on that, and then it's modifier 0, right? Let me make sure that my attack bonus should be that. And yeah.
Well, that is going to hit the guy that has 8 hit points.
Alas.
That is a meaty strike, however, so I can't say that that glances off of armor. That is
Gut punch.
an unarmed strike there. I was about to describe something with a knife, as if Oogie's hands turned into knives. What happens to this guy? He's not out, but he is injured and reeling. What did Oogie just do?
So Oogie balled up both of his fists together and clubbed this guy on the. He was aiming for the side of his head, just a knockout blow. And the guy managed to shift his body just as Oogie was coming in and took the bulk of it on the shoulder, but he got sent reeling into the wall.
Okay. All right, one of those steel girders that is, keeping the ship together under intense stresses and just bounces off of it, spilling expletives. Combat has begun. There's shouting into comms, and Amaya immediately notices that the guy who was, basically that was having that stare down with her is starting to reach for his void rifle. Well, not reach for it. It's just slung.
yeah, just going to kind of reach for the banner, fold it out into a spear, and kind of dive in with it.
Okay. She is within range. She can get to him and make a melee attack. Go ahead and roll it. He is dead.
I don't know where I am.
Okay.
Okay.
I will narrate that as soon as you tell me how he dies. For the scene, the immediate scene, you are standing outside the inner door of the airlock. Outside being in the proper, in the ship proper, in a hallway about 4 feet away from the guy that you just speared. That's at least the starting condition. What happens?
He, d- he kind of moves his head to get at the at his rifle, but the spear is kind of blocking his vision as it pierces his chest.
All right. And he was close enough that you didn't even have to move up. Amaya can close the distance between this airlock door and the hatch down in one move action.
Is there anybody else in the room?
There's nobody else on in either direction of the hallway you can see. You're in an L split.
Okay, so I will move to the hatch.
Okay. Looking down the other hallway as she passes it, she does not see anybody down there either.
All right, and then we'll stand overwatch there for a little bit.
But there is noise from off in that direction, so there are people there.
Yep.
All right. And we've got a little bit of a run before you guys' poor initiatives show up. But good news, solidarity. You're pretty much all together.
We're riding this together.
Oh, it must be the uniforms.
Ooh. Well, this guy hears Amaya sprinting over to the hatch and tells these two to cover the hatch. Well, tells himself and his other guy that was with him to cover the hatch. And so that is what they do. For mechanical terms, they are holding their action there, Nox.
Okay.
Security guy over here, Oogie's up in his face. He's not the one that got stabbed, but he is still bound up in melee. So he is going to pull out a knife and try and stab Oogie with it.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Oh, well. I mean, it's a high attack roll. I'm
Hopefully
sure
not
that
damage.
hits.
But they've got a low health roll, right?
No, Oogie. This is
wait, I'm sorry.
against Oogie. Yeah.
Yep, that one. Yep, sorry.
So,
Tough.
My character
He-
sheet over the attack roll.
he is stabbing out at Oogie. Doesn't make any actual contact with armor or skin, but is turning this into a fight. You take 2 damage. That one is holding. And this one starts shooting. Takes out his void carbine and pops a shot at Isya.
Is you for real?
Nope. You hear the telltale plink and almost like a fizzle as the chalky bullet disintegrates on the steel, the much heavier bulk, the girders that are keeping this cargo bay together. But that chalky residue is right next to Isya. That was close to a headshot.
Headshot.
If you consider like a foot away close.
Considering the close confines, probably not that close.
Yeah, it was not a great shot. All right, the one that's took knock on the head is trying to steady himself, and he lashes out with his monoblade at Oogie also. He is terribly off balance. Does a 12 hit you?
12 does not. I'm wearing secure clothing. That's 13.
Okay. And Oogie didn't
So
have
it's-
the Oogie had the minus con, not the minus dex. Okay, good. Just making sure.
What's the shock damage on that?
Shock damage for a small advance is 1 point, and it is versus AC 15, so it does hit you.
Okay.
Battle runs. He comes over here, and he is quickly stopped by the security, and told that there's a threat en route down the hatch. All right, Archibald.
Let's see. Sorry, I gotta remember this. Getting to figure out the covering fires actually. Oh, by the way, if pulling out the concealed sniper rifle, that's a bit of a process, right? It's an action, right?
It's a bit of a process, but for the sake of
like
letting
pistol.
you use it, I'm
And I
going
could
to.
use the mag pistol too, for now.
That would work too. Normally, I would say that it takes a minute or so to get it ready. I'd be willing to let you have been doing that on the sly. I probably should have asked you about it and gotten a search
Well,
sneak
I was
check.
trying to get there, but we had a good flow. That's fine. I'll just use the mag pistol for now.
Okay, I don't mind a retro sneak check if you want. Ooh, that's loud.
Yes, it'd be nice to be able to use it. And also it is... I do have sneak. I assume dexterity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
We'll say I gave up.
Okay.
I was like, I'm just like Fiddle is like, I'm not used to using this thing. I'm not used to putting this thing together yet. Let's just use the mag pistol.
This is a lesson for later. This is one of your regrets, maybe a small one.
Yeah.
But
There we go.
A lesson for later that you need to practice with doing it under duress.
I guess do I still have a line on auto?
No, there are cages in the way, and while the cages, any individual one wouldn't stop a bullet, there's enough of them that you're firing through them is ineffective.
Okay. Man, I should shoot them. These guys are down the hallway from us, right?
They are.
Lines on it.
There's a direct line on them, yes.
All right. And there's not much cover other than the cages with people in them, right?
Right. There's also, sorry, I answered that too quickly. There's the cages with people in them. There's also the girders here and there, and other parts of this have other cargo. Of course, that would require you to completely reposition and navigate an unknown cargo hold. You may not make it to a position that you can fire on them quickly enough. It would be a skill check.
No, that's fine. I'll just basically just move. I will honestly be somewhat out in the open, and Marshall 2's not even had a chance to move towards any cover anyway. So
correct. Yeah. Archibald and everyone down there can have the illusion of fictional cover, but it won't have any mechanical impact. You're half, not even half behind these girders. Oh, that is that's a high roll.
It is.
Let's see if
my attack modifiers when I leveled up.
Oh, that's their initiative. Dang it! I rolled initiative. I think I just added them back in. Let me roll their hit points. No.
Not enough.
Not enough. All right. While I fix the initiative tracker, what happened to this guy?
Kind of just imagine a bullet in the brain.
Okay.
Just, pull out the mag pistol and I get fancy with it.
All right.
It's classic for a reason.
Brain, goo, and Bits of bone go flying back, and the mag pistol, the mag round, carrying a lot more velocity than a human skull can stop, continues on, striking the cargo bay door.
That's fine. It'll be just a small hole.
Is ya? Oh,
And I had.
real quick before you go, Aura, Otto's emotional state is now terrified.
I had inferred that, but thank you for confirming. I suppose I can still read his thoughts. Anything interesting there?
These guys better be worth it. Referring to the security.
Okay, so no.
No.
So how do I acquire non-illusory cover?
Non-illusory cover is going to be, let's put it at, by default, I'll say an exert wisdom check to navigate this unknown cargo hold and, use your 10 meters. 10 meters is still a lot of movement to get yourself into a position where you can fire at someone and have cover. The base difficulty, I'm going to put at 8. With the failure simply being that you didn't make it in time to take a shot, but you can get there.
Oh, well then I'll definitely roll.
Okay.
I assure you, me shooting at these guys is going to accomplish little to nothing, so...
Well, you made it in time to...
Aha! I get to try anyway. Oh boy.
Save your action for something else if you want. I don't know. You got brain stuff.
Yeah, I don't
that
have any
work?
brain stuff that is any use whatsoever during combat.
Good to know.
I am, in fact, basically not a combat character, so I'm very excited by this Let's Kill All the Slavers plan. It works great for my perspective.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, the guy who took a shot at me, is that the one that Archibald killed, or is that guy still standing?
I believe that's the one that's still standing.
Okay.
Yeah, because the one that Archibald
Right.
killed hadn't gone yet.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No, forget about all that. These cages, how are they controlled?
Well, they're not just cages. I was a little bit remiss in describing that. They have feed troughs. They have mechanisms to secure them onto the ground and in some places on top of each other.
Still firmly in the realm of cages, but okay, go on.
Right. As for control, if you mean by the door to the feedstock or into the cage, it's just a simple lock. Looks like an electronic lock.
Okay.
Those were the L-scan capacitors.
I might actually have something I can do after all.
Yeah? What are you thinking?
I am checking. Hold on.
We are checking. Plan B, confirm. Charles.
Oh, nope. Not high enough level telepathy yet.
Damn.
Yep.
What were you trying to do or thinking of doing?
Oh, I was looking at level 3 of telepathic contact. I was going to pull the code out of Otto's mind and start opening cages. But I can't do that.
Is there a code?
There probably is. It's got an electronic lock, right? I mean, I guess it could have a
Yeah, it does have a keypad.
badge activator.
So here's what you do: is you shout across the cargo bay. You shout across the cargo bay. Otto, don't think about the code to the cages.
Yep.
I feel like no responsible person would let that work. Much as I like that idea.
You think Otto's responsible?
Now, well,
No
see, it might have
responsible
worked if-
GM would let that work.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm getting at.
Because as funny as
so-
it is, and as realistic as it would be, it really, makes it too trivial to get things like codes.
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah, I mean, I can think of some other options that are not going to be possible to exercise in combat, so I just shoot a lock.
Okay. One nearby, or you going for a
sure.
range?
I shoot
Okay.
the lock of the nearest cage.
All right. What is you shooting the lock with?
The laser pistol he brought.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a shoot dexterity skill check.
Oh, good.
It's not a
Yay.
high
There's no way it goes
difficulty.
wrong.
I don't know that matters.
Look, after this, Archibald may have to have a talk with Ishia about not knowing how to use a firearm.
I do know how to use a firearm. I'm just really bad at it.
That's is successful.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you do have a 0. Yeah, you're right.
That is successful. Izya positions it such that there's not going to be any kind of reflection or refraction or anything that is dangerous to anybody, including himself, and pulses it so that he can actually get the lock melted off, melted in the right way before the gun says, "Hey, I need to stop firing." You've opened the cage.
Okay, hopefully it's one with people in it, which was the intent. But,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Living people in it.
Living
Right.
people.
Oof.
Yep.
I should have made that reminder. I'm sorry. Ugh.
Yep. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Oogie.
Oogie is just going to plant an elbow in the face of the staggering security guard, who he had already engaged in fisticuffs.
Okay. That is going to take him down as Oogie, because of shock damage.
Because of
Oogie,
shock damage.
Yep.
I cannot fail this.
Yep. Is Oogie trying to kill him?
Uh,
I should actually mark that over here too.
Look, they
Dead.
know what job. They know they're defending.
yeah. Yeah, Oogie is trying to drive a nice sharp elbow full of bony skull into this man's brain.
Okay. All right.
They're not having a good day.
The it takes some effort because it is a difficult and painful way to kill someone. Meanwhile, the other security guy is trying to tear Oogie off. Obviously, mechanically to no avail, but Oogie feels the other security guy pulling at his shoulders.
Oogie turns himself away from his task once it's complete and just whispers, "You're next."
Marcus.
See, that's the great thing with he doesn't.
Terms of
Long as you can
rampage,
see.
man.
Marcus is just gonna look at it, finger gun style, and go, pew.
This was the security near Oogie or the security at the other end of the hallway?
Oh no, this is at Otto.
Oh,
have
at Otto.
I just see him because that's all I need.
That's true. And that is more hit points than he can roll. Is Otto dead?
No, he's not getting away that easy.
Okay.
I'm just making sure he's not walking like his legs just mangled.
All right. Do you want to describe that, or do you want me to describe that?
I think it's just more of a case of like he's running away along, and then like Marcus does the finger gun, and like you just see just his ankle crumple and crack, his kneecap just gets sent to the side while he's still upright. So you know, like
Yeah, I'll be
90
honest.
degree angle.
The first image that popped in my head when you said that you were basically just yanking his leg and keeping him alive was one of those cursed animation fails for NPCs that gets their ragdoll has gotten stuck in something.
Yeah, that's basically just happening to one of his legs. So he has just
With a little bit of
enough-
googling, I can find 2 really hideous leg breaks if you want, but you
Yeah,
probably
no,
don't.
I've seen stuff.
Yeah,
basically, I'm giving him enough hope. Not taking both out. No, give him enough hope where he thinks he can get away.
okay.
Max is just gonna look to the security officer. So, do you want yours to be the next? I can make it a 2-for-1 deal.
As Marcus is saying that, he hears shouted from the end of the cargo bay, "Psychic!"
Oh, you're only just realizing.
All right. Nox. Bursts of fire. Void carbon fire come peppering out of the hatch that Amaya is approaching. As the security down there take a more aggressive stance and preemptively try to attack her. It's your turn. They lost their action. The turn ended, so they no longer had their held action.
Oh, okay.
That's the mechanics of what just happened.
How far is the drop?
It's like 2 meters, if that.
Cool. We're jumping down.
All right.
You're first.
They are going to snap attack.
Okay.
So let's see how that goes.
They're rolling at -4 against an 18.
Good luck.
Yep, that surprisingly that one didn't hit.
Can they hit?
No, they can't.
No, I think I got a nat 20 because it's overall -2, right? They could roll a nat 20 and hit 18.
That's true.
No.
That's true.
I don't think nat 20s are natural hits in this.
No, I'm not saying that. But if they rolled a nat 20, it's 18.
Proof
So
fact.
it's 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 minus 2 is
Actually, I don't
18.
think I've updated my armor. My armor class is higher than 18.
Oh.
Well, never mind.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I thought you said 18.
All right. Sorry, I had to add a void carbine to one of them.
The entire premise of
Nope.
by which we understood this situation was false.
Yeah. I'm doing futile math.
All right. Shots go wide as Amaya.
You're supposed to finish the sentence.
I think
Oh.
Nox is finishing it with a heavy hit. Now,
That's nasty.
which one do you want to attack?
Which one attacked first? Which one's
Uh,
closer? Which one can I reasonably land on?
It's definitely going to be the security guy. Marshall 2 is more experienced and has had more capacity of mind in the heat of this battle to have backed away just enough that this guy's fodder.
Okay.
That's essentially what happened right there. And this guy cannot roll that many hit points, so he is skewered, dead.
Skewered, yeah. No, he's gone.
Okay. Right. All right. Well, that is Amaya's move and attack and main, and so this guy having gotten himself in a position where he's not engaged takes a point blank shot at Amaya. Oh, he just did that at the start of this round when Maya went. So
Yeah, I did attempt that.
he did do that. So no, he is backing away and making his way down one of those alleys between the slaves, a slave alley.
In the air.
Okay. And security, this last guy is going to desperately try to stab at Oogie one more time. Thinks if he can just get a good hit with that knife, he will not get an elbow to the neck.
Fighting.
One more shock damage. One's out. All right. Oh, what was that, Ben? Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
Oogie physically deflects the dog. Will you stop it?
So excited.
Oogie physically deflects the blade with the back of his hand, taking a graze as he does so, and just glares at the guy. Did you really think that was gonna work?
He curses at Oogie in a fit of fearful anger and says something about dying like a pig. Meanwhile, security guy over here is seeing Oogie wrestling with his buddy over there, is going to try and shoot Oogie.
Right idea.
Oh,
That's an idea.
that's an idea. From let me see where your hit points are at there. Oh, are you marking your hit points down on the token, Tulair?
Yes.
Okay. I forgot how many hit points you guys gotten up to. Okay.
I think Oogie, what was it? Oogie, you're saying you had over 30 hit points now?
It's not a fully inclusive, you guys.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, he lines up, and it's still there's still too much going on that he can't get a clear shot. But the pepper and then skid of a couple of chalky pellets, some of them bursting apart on cages past Oogie, is another reminder that there is still somebody shooting a gun in here at Oogie. For 9 damage. And that guy's dead.
Oogie's face and neck are peppered with, if not a direct shot, with shrapnel from the shot.
Okay. Yeah. That makes
And
sense.
so he cries out as he gets hit, his face still right up in this other security guy's face.
Archibald.
I guess first thing I should make sure that my shot passing through hasn't caused too much damage to the cargo door.
Um.
Unless that's an action, in which case, eh.
Go ahead and roll a passive notice whiz.
Okay. You know, just before I take another shot.
Right. Their air is escaping, but it is a very small hole in a large ship.
Okay.
It's something that
Maybe shoot in a different direction.
maybe shoot in a different direction. Yeah, too much more structural integrity loss in that area could cause a bigger problem. But right now the problem is solvable with a few applications of duct tape.
All right. Let me see. Is it possible? God dang it! What was it? Q. There. Oh, sorry. It's been too long since I've actually moved and rolled 20. What the? What? Oh. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. There we go. I don't know if you can actually see the movement.
I can, yes. It's very slow and funny.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because I was apparently holding down Q. I couldn't remember how if it was like just tap
Oh.
Q.
Okay.
Like 10 meters. Like basically, I just want to try to get on the other side of this guy, essentially.
Okay.
And is it possible for me to basically hold my gun in an intimidating manner and hold my fire for now and try to get him to stand down?
It is. Let's see how many. Actually, I always forget to do this. I'm sorry. But let me roll morale here.
I guess. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm attempting to encourage his morale to break, so I don't have to keep shooting this. Just
Morale.
That's That's what Marcus kind of went for, and he was like,
What is
"You
this,
want a 2-for-1
1982?
special?"
Yeah,
It's for.
yeah, that's He succeeds, but I'll have to report that the colors are gone.
The colors are gone.
Yeah, that would normally be a green background on that morale check.
It's like, yeah,
is.
just the
It is.
text. Well,
It is.
Oh, it's not for me.
It's not. Yeah, like just security is green for me.
Oh, weird. Okay, I can see on stream that it is.
Wait, what?
It's just not showing up for me.
But your stream. Wow, that's.
Well, because my stream it's not showing up on my Chrome browser. It is showing up on my Firefox browser.
Oh, you use a different browser to. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is
That makes
Chrome is
sense.
colorblind? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, so is Edge, but I guess Edge is built on Chromium, so.
I use
One
Chrome.
is an
I can
Edge.
see it in green.
Yeah, it's working fine in Edge.
And in
Yeah.
Chrome.
Don't disrespect my Edge like that. Come on now.
It may be me. I mean, obviously it is.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing the same thing. I'm assuming it's just black with the security's in green. Anyways, not relevant.
Yeah.
Or not important. Yeah. Do you want me to do something? Anything else to? I
Yeah.
guess I could just shoot him.
You can try
I
and
could do a,
make an actual intimidate check as
Do
main
like
action.
Like a shoot charisma.
Shoot charisma would be fine by me. It is against his morale.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, it's a task. Oh wow, really? I guess he's calling my bluff that the main reason I'm not shooting him immediately is that I don't want to put more holes in the ship.
Yeah. In fact, as you're coming at him, and what is Archibald doing? Is he saying anything to him? Is he?
Yeah, I'm just saying drop the gun, or I'll put another bullet in. I'll put a bullet in here because this guy was right next to the guy that is brained earlier, so
Yeah.
close to him.
Yeah. No. He does call Archibald's bluff. In fact, he keeps himself positioned so that any shot that Archibald would make has a chance of going through cages.
Okay, oh, that's fair.
And he snarls back, "You ain't gonna shoot me."
I will shoot him next round, though.
Okay. Is ya?
Has anything useful come of my opening the cage, or are these people quite sensibly continuing to cower?
These people are quite sensibly continuing to cower.
That's fine. At least they have a chance now. If this does go awry, so what?
They are looking at the opening, and I guess Izzy would get the sense, telepathic or otherwise, intuition-wise, that if he's not there, they probably will make an exit.
Okay, well, I mean, currently that seems more like their business than mine, quite frankly. I'm not going to worry about that too much.
Okay.
But I kind of want to, and this is a strange thing to want to do, look around at all of the slaves. Which of them isn't intimidated by this whole situation?
Oh, they've...
If any. I have so many ways of finding out. The question is, is there anything to find out?
A quick glance around doesn't even need
I'm
a
going to
skill
spend all
check.
turn on it, man.
Well, let me tell you what a quick glance gives you. Then that'll let you decide how you spend the rest of the turn. A quick glance around. These people are depleted. They're not depraved.
Deprived.
Hey.
Yeah, deprived. They're hungry. They're not getting enough water.
Disheveled.
They're in really a very poor state, and they've been on this a 2 or 3 week journey from with a couple stops here and there from Thorwood to here. Now they're on a quick glance is not a whole lot of fight in this room, except for you guys in the security.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of fight going on in the room.
The room is pretty fairly suffused with fight.
Yes.
But it is not in the cages.
Okay. Nothing stands out about that. They're just all uniformly
No, not
sad
uniformly.
looking.
There's some that are more attentive and look like they're doing better, and others that are on death's door or dead. But on the whole, on the average, there's not much life to them.
Of the ones to which there appears to be some life, what have I got? I'm going to look at them more closely, study them out, maybe make some telepathic contact, depending on what I see.
What would you like to accomplish here?
I'm trying to figure out if any of them is worth letting out in an immediate context as opposed to a moral one.
So some that would perhaps be helpful in
literally anything useful at all. That's correct.
Yeah. You can make a telepathy slash I would say wisdom for this.
Okay. And they don't even need to do something immediately useful, but maybe they know how to fly a starship or are some use as a crew member, because this thing's going to have to get landed by somebody, and it's not going to be these guys that we're putting holes in. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Anybody who seems on the ball.
Yeah, go
Start
ahead.
looking around.
Plus, arguably, we should probably still figure out where Park is if they're even on here.
I'm trying to roll telepathy. Why is this not working?
Pass.
Oh, it is. It just didn't properly. Oh, okay. It's not going to roll a bazillion times unless I cancel a bunch. Let's do one. One with an 8. Something went very wrong there. Sorry.
In quick scans, and if you'll go ahead and spend effort for a telepathic contact,
Okay.
Izzy is able to find someone who would be able to start unlocking other cages.
Yeah, that'll do.
His scans didn't come up with anyone who might be able to do more with the starship. You'll have to keep trying for that.
That's fine. I'll start with that person, and I will go ahead and burn off the lock on their cage.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Izzy has proven he can do this, and so he does it again. And, Uki. Got a untouched security guy in front of you.
Oh, he's about to get touched.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Come again?
Yikes.
Oogie. Oogie. The dog barks every time I stand up.
That's
So getting
hilarious.
excited is what you're saying.
Oogie is going to flex his shoulders, and then he's just going to reach out and try to snap this dude's neck.
Oh, all right. Roll it. Oh, God.
Almost.
Hold on a second. Let me look at something here.
Oh.
My shock damage is...
It's like your skill. What is it? Let me see. It's like your skill plus your stat, right? Modifier.
I'm not sure you've got your unarmed attack set right.
Yeah.
Do you have 1 or 0 punch skill?
1.
You should be doing 1 more damage.
You sure?
Yeah, when you've got unarmed attack, your punch skill gets added to the damage.
Okay, I'll try to figure out how to set that up.
That also means that first guy would have actually died in the first attack.
Alright, it's fine. It was a dramatic moment.
Yeah. Okay.
You're a dramatic moment.
I tried. I see. I gotta click the plus skill button.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Oogie reaches around and snaps the guy's neck. You want to put any more flavor into it, or is that good for you?
Well, seeing as there's now no longer anybody in the way, Oogie stands up, deliberately steps on both of the bodies in front of him, and calls down the hallway, "Battle, I'm coming for you."
I was
just
currently on the floor crawling.
Yeah.
Oof, a gummy ass leg.
Wait, did he not? But did he not pass out from the pain?
No,
Yes.
you can you can hear him crying
Oh.
out in agony out there.
Oh,
And
I'd
every
say I
once in a
felt
while, he
bad,
says something
but-
about his leg.
I'd say I felt bad, but knowing what it is, knows. Wow, and knowing the whole ship situation.
Yeah, wow, they're holding it together. All right,
Guess
what
they were
was?
worth their money?
They were worth their money. What is Marcus doing?
Just walking over Otto. Just, seems like you might need some medical treatment for that. Do you want me to take a look?
He starts screaming at Marcus. Fix my leg. I pay you. I got money. I'll pay you.
Well, we just want information. Why don't you call your boys and tell them to put the guns down for their sake? And that's Max's turn.
All right.
He's giving some friendly advice that they
Sure.
should really surrender.
Go ahead and roll me a talk charisma check for that.
8. Oh,
Okay. He does. He shouts out, "Stop fighting! Stop fighting! Let him go!" Amaya.
Howdy.
There is still the better security that knew to step back and leave the other guy to Amaya's wrath. That is within move distance. Amaya knows where he went and can follow him.
Yeah, the spear's kind of busy, so Amaya's going to go ahead and unsheath the knife.
Okay.
That I don't have currently kitted out, I believe. Give me a second.
Is she throwing it at him? Or is she
No.
okay.
Gotta add that. To it.
And as Amaya was she sprinting towards this guy?
Yeah, just kind of.
Okay. Yeah, as she's coming at him, despite the orders from Otto to stand down, he is popping shot after shot at her, trying to force her into cover, force her to not charge at him.
Good luck.
Now, obviously, she is taking some action, some effort to avoid getting shot, right?
Very little, but yes.
Enough to justify the AC.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I want.
The bare minimum to justify the AC.
All right. He did not have 10 hit points.
Unfortunate.
Is he dead?
Yes, he's dead.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's gonna be always the answer for Amaya.
He can
They
spend
were-
the next 2 or 3 rounds bleeding out from the throat.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard. It's really hard for them to argue that they weren't complicit.
Sounds like it may be basically impossible to argue that they weren't complicit on account of bleeding.
those of you near enough to them hear. Oh, actually, no, I'm thinking old-timey walkie-talkies. They've got earpieces. You don't hear anything. All right, that one's dead. That one's dead. And this one surrenders.
And yeah, I mean, let's not forget that they are parked next to a cruiser.
Well, you know, the door's closed, so it's okay. This guy tries to throws his gun down and tries to back away from Archibald with his hands up. Actually, no, not he. Sorry, he doesn't back away from Archibald. He throws his gun down and he gets down on his knees, in a, you know, with his hands interlaced behind his head, in a "I know what's going on" position.
Yeah.
Oogie, is Otto going to live to tell anything else?
Your call.
Yeah, Oogie is going to live to tell something else.
You mean
Otto, yeah.
Otto is going to live to tell us something else. He's going to live to wish he had more to tell us.
Okay. Then
Oogie's going to sit down on the floor next to Otto, and he's going to nudge that shattered leg with the tip of his boot. How's the leg, Otto?
while Otto is screaming, you hear called from the hatch over here. A very soldier-like, kind of drill sergeant-y voice. The kind of voice that you would expect to see on, well, someone like Buzz Lightyear, if you're put into real-life human skin. Any of my men down there still alive?
suppose it's going to be up to Amaya, right? Because I think there's only one living.
Yeah, the one that's currently in a surrender position.
Ooh, do we get to talk here? Nice. Amaya's going to call out no and kill stab the last guy.
Archibald's going to wince but not say anything else.
Well, that's a shame. How about I pay you for their dog tags and we call this business concluded?
I mean, stuff's concluded.
I don't
Like I said,
care
this
about
is
that weasel down there. Just want to do right by my crew. Otto is still screaming, by the way. He has not answered Oogie's question.
No, he's giving Oogie a very satisfactory answer.
Okay.
Fellows, are we done?
You don't have to answer right now. Just, I ain't got no beef with you. You give me my men's dog tags, and I'll consider my contract with that squealing pig, and I assume it's gonna die, to be concluded.
Give us 5-10 minutes. We'll come back to you, okay? It's not so much an issue about the dog tags. Just, we want to make sure we get our answers right now.
Archibald will go ahead and collect the dog tags, though, pending the group's decision, but I might as well go ahead and collect them.
The voice at the
And
top
then
of the
we're gonna
hat says,
If we really wanted to be horrible, you could stuff the dog tags into one of the cavities we've made in one of these bodies.
Yeah,
Give him the body.
Bit sadistic. Bit
Nah, that's, yeah. I mean, like, Archibald's like, yeah, I mean, they got what they were asking for, being complicit with all this, but he's also not really holding it against them
Yeah.
that much. So far as he's concerned, he's been in a similar position. But no
Okay.
mercy. It's complicated for Archibald.
Yeah, that's fair. Oogie is feeling vindictive.
The voice at the top of the hatch says, I give you time. You just come to the other side of the ship. Have one of my men at the airlock to collect him.
No worries.
And
How
you
come
hear
you don't
his.
want the bodies? Were you going to turn them into biomass?
He's already walking off. So unless Marcus tries to yell that after him, there's no response. And it would now be a good time to take a break? Or is there too much tension still in the air?
Nah, now's the perfect time for everyone to come up with the punchlines.
All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back at 1:50. So about 12 minutes.
All right. You good?
Yeah, no, Twitch is doing that thing where it breaks the stream every fucking half hour.
Would you be able to do a, I guess, a long form record and then play it back for Twitch?
Well, I do keep an actual copy on my hard drive. This has happened before, and I've never really known what to do about it. I've just kind of put them all in separately as part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, which is what we're now on. But I recently learned how to stitch videos together and take parts of them out, so I should be able to just upload it.
Okay.
It's still a ton of extra work. For what is essentially Twitch messing up, because I've not lost any frames. As far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong on my end.
I know that we're not currently in play, but a thing that could justify the armor class being a little bit higher than the usual is the fact that it doesn't currently look like armor, and it's currently still disguised as regular wear. It's grazing off of armor plating that isn't visible.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I just have fictional issues with charging into gunfire. Now, mechanically, he wasn't actually able to shoot at you anyways. I guess he could have taken a snap attack.
In the fiction.
Yeah. I guess I still want to see the characters are seeing, like, if the gun is aimed straight at her, that she moves to the side as she's charging at him. I think that's all I want to see.
Are we here again?
Is just what's that?
Are we here again?
No, just chatting about fiction.
Yeah,
I know. The reason Dexter said he's had this issue before is because it was with me.
I didn't say I've had this issue before. It's what I want in my game. And it goes well before that little incident with you. It's something that I've touted in the Stars Discord a lot. The example I usually use is the fiction of the hit points versus a grenade. That's a different scenario, but yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're saying you have to move slower, right?
No. All mechanical parts of it stay the same.
It's just that in flavor, your character is kind of like ducking, dodging towards them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is kind of a given, but unless someone specifically wants to say like their character is like so enraged that they're not even bothering to take cover, in which case they would lose their AC. Or yeah, the far extreme, at the very least.
Exactly. The far extreme result of that is well, okay, you get hit with bullets, and it's not just hit point damage. It's there's actually bullets passing through you. I don't think I'd go to that extreme. I think I don't think that's unfair necessarily, but I also don't think that that's the most fun.
Yeah. I would argue in a situation like that, you have to be careful not to create fiction that the mechanics can't support.
That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah. I think the solution I tried to force on Aura was okay. Well, then the gun, so the machine gun, you just take the damage. I saw what the number rolled was, and I knew where the combat was going. I knew that it wouldn't actually take the character out of the fight. But there were some communication issues on my part about how that was approached, and so I backed off. There was also a very unhelpful kind of dogpiling where I couldn't just have a conversation with Aura. I was having a conversation with Aura and everyone else trying to speak for Aura. Well, not everyone else. Just one other player.
I know. I have a bad habit of trying to speak for someone else.
Speaking fairly endlessly for me, too. It was remarkable. He cared more than I did.
That conversation went on for like 2 hours after the game.
Yeah, it was a real thing.
Yeah, like Aura and I were done talking about it.
Yep. I just wanted, consistency.
And I think I've come to conclude that my failing there was in not making it clear that I wasn't trying to take away the fact that you'd moved the 10 meters or affect any of the mechanical actions taken. I just wanted the fiction to, as Oogie put it, you want to repeat that again there, Tulare? Because that was real eloquent.
You should not create fiction that the mechanics cannot support.
Yeah.
Also, I was just gonna say, like, in regards to wanting consistency, sometimes it can be hard to figure out if something's consistent or not when you have like infrequent situations.
Yeah.
The difficulty here is in trying to take something like a turn-based combat mechanism and use it to simulate what is surely a frantic, seconds-long interaction.
Yeah, when you're doing this combat, it's like 18 seconds, and it took 18 minutes or more. I think maybe more.
It took about 35 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It is hard
combat did last all of 24 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could be a little bit difficult to wrap your brain around about how basically you're just doing the fight in super bullet time mode, really.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of used to because I've been playing. You played D&D long enough.
I wish the mechanics better supported a real firefight where the amount of ammo that a gun holds is not actually the amount of bullets that are in that gun. Like, it would be easy to say that, yeah, you pop off 4 shots, but you're using a revolver, and a revolver physically has 6 bullets it can chamber. Do you tell the player that their ammo is now 5 of 6 or 2 of 6? 2 of 6 is unfair.
I'll tell you what, Dexter. If you want the coolest, most accurate representation of a frantic firefight that I have ever seen, look up the Infinity tabletop game.
Yeah, Infinity's good for that. The fact that it's a squad level miniatures game first is not really a surprise. It's good to hear that. But,
Okay. Yeah, no, I still want to veer into the narrative and just kind of gloss over the ammo, and I've wrapped my brain around trying to figure out, okay, how do I do some kind of ammo that does not try to represent, okay, I fired 1 bullet in my assault rifle that can spit out 50 a second, maybe not 50 a second, but 50 a minute, at least. And every single thing I've...
like 300 a minute.
I think it is, yeah.
what specific model of assault rifle is it? And are you going to use the proper terms for each individual piece of hardware you want to discuss? Because if not, we can't have this conversation.
Then I'm just going to keep talking at you.
NRA chapter, people.
But everything that I've come up with has just been more dice rolls, and I don't want that necessarily either. So, stuck with the ammo count. It rarely comes up anyways, so I'm happy to narrate with NPCs like I just did with Amaya charged this guy. Yeah, he tried firing at her several times and nothing was sufficient to actually stop her from reaching him.
And I guess the problem with I couldn't do like covering fire with the mag pistol very well because that was like the whole round, the whole magazine. But I will be trying to use that once I can get my rifle out.
Yeah. Okay.
It might be fun. We'll see.
I think it will be.
And the way that I would put things, Dexter, is if somebody with an assault rifle is firing down the corridor trying to prevent somebody else from approaching, that's suppressive fire. And I don't remember if
In the mechanics, it didn't matter because the guy had already made an attack.
Right, and that's the thing. You narrated something that the mechanics could not support.
Oh, I see what you're saying there.
So I think Stars.Number has suppressing fire, but it's only like heavy It's like basically heavy machine guns.
Yep.
And it doesn't really work in that scenario, anyways.
So I actually then, understanding what you meant by that, I actually disagree. Then, I would rather narrate something in a way that's interesting fiction, knowing that the mechanics can't support it, because I also know that I'm not going to, change the mechanics to support it. In this specific situation, the fiction is, he's firing in terror at Amaya as she charges at him. In mechanics, he's already had his chance.
Right. So my take on that though is, okay, he's firing terror at Amaya, but you can't then tell Nox that Nox has to narrate Amaya's actions like dodging or weaving. What you narrate is his fire is intrinsically ineffective. He cannot hit Amaya, no matter what Amaya chooses to do with that narration.
No, I disagree with that.
Because otherwise, you've basically through narration given your goon an extra attack that he otherwise wouldn't have had.
Well, no, because I'm not going to let him actually make the attack roll. This is where we both need to compromise. Nox, as a player, needs to understand that I want a certain fiction to this that does not involve charging straight into a guy that's firing at them, and I need to understand that I'm not going to penalize Nox mechanically for not going as far as I want on that. We have to meet in the middle on that. But we are past our 150 break time there. So let's go ahead and get back in and find out what happens to Otto.
It's not going to be pretty. I assume.
I don't think it is going to be.
I guess it might vary depending on whether we actually find Park on here.
So, Oogie, why don't you lead this? What's going on over there with Otto?
Otto, I don't think you were a very considerate, cooperative businessman. I think you could have done better. And he punctuates the word better with another tap. Or threatens to tap on Otto's leg.
He squeals at the threat.
Now, you said you ain't got no cameras on board, so I don't suppose there's a manifest that I could review. Something with photographs of your people. These people, Otto.
He says, I lied, there's cameras. Of course I'm not gonna send you pictures over the net.
So, where can we find this?
Oh, is it?
I don't know if it matters now, Marcus. I think we'll find our own way. I don't think any of these people are going where they were intended to. We'll make sure that they get someplace safe.
Oh no, just take the slave you want. Go.
What happens if we want all of them, though? I mean, what happens if we just want this ship, really? I mean, sure, it could do with a bit of work.
You
But,
can't have them.
What do you mean?
He's
Why
he's
not?
trying to sit himself up and is just putting himself in more pain.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Coming from a medical professional, I would recommend you don't put any weight on that. Okay? Just trust me on that.
He starts screaming about, "You did this to me. You're no."
Oh, yeah, I know.
You think you're the heroes. He starts ranting about, you think you're the heroes and, you're just thugs. You're no different from me.
See, that's where you're mistaken. I
Nah,
know
he's
what I
not
am.
even listening. He just keeps ranting and screaming at you guys. And crying in pain.
Can I just, like, lift him up off the floor a little bit?
Uh,
Kind of turn him upside down.
not with
I know I
telekinesis.
can't. Yeah, I was going to say, I know technically I can't. But it was just, for the happy.
What are you trying to do with it?
Turn him upside down so I can say to him, "Are you done crying?"
What?
Are you turning that frown upside down?
Exactly.
Go ahead and roll me a
Exactly.
telekinesis check.
I literally just want to turn him upside down so I can just look at him. All the blood rush into his head. TK. Wisdom, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom's fine. Yeah, you are able to lift him up.
Raise me up.
Well, for starters, Otto, you're going to help us open up all these cages.
Way ahead of you over there.
Amaya's going around cutting locks.
Ah, okay.
Oh, never mind. We don't need your help.
Here's the badge. Put me down. And as he's starting to exert his his struggle against the telekinesis, you lose the
goes back
grip. He
down.
falls. Yeah.
Now,
Whoa,
what do you
whoa.
what do you say, Marcus? You think it would be appropriate to let every last one of these folks file on out of here, walk by him sitting there on the ground?
See, I thought about this a little bit. I'm just curious. How many trips have you made here? And how many drop-offs have you done in the last year?
Yeah. Struggles painfully to get himself back to at least a sitting position, or giving up on that. He just gets himself rolled over and on his back, heaving. Oh, I don't know. 5, 8.
So let's go in the middle. Let's say we'll go 6. 6 trips of 100 people that you've condemned to death.
I ain't killing them. They're already dead. They're dead the moment they got picked up, mostly from Camiego.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's gonna be changing.
He spits. Ain't nothing changing on that planet. Once a shithole, always a shithole.
Oogie, the honors.
Oogie he's got this rictus of a grin on his face. Well, I think you'd be surprised how much something can change there, Otto. But I believe your philosophy is fixed in stone. You ain't never gonna change. I don't reckon you're gonna have a chance.
You can't kill me.
Oh no, that'd be too easy. I mean, I think it would be appropriate here to let everyone here go, and as they're walking by, let all of them have one punch on you. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, it's only one punch, but...
Oh, and they're so weak. Practically dead, ain't they, Otto?
No.
You shouldn't be afraid of any of them, right?
You can't do this to me.
I know that's what we're saying. We aren't doing it to you. I mean, if you provided good care.
I serve the rich and the powerful. They'll come after you.
Well, we don't see him right now.
And I think if Otto, just spitballing here, if you happen to survive that ordeal, we're gonna lock you in one of these cages, and then we're gonna deorbit this ship.
I don't think the planet's gonna appreciate that.
Actually, he said something useful there. He serves important people. We can get that information from him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pat him down. Do I find a compad or anything?
Oh yeah.
Is there any electronics on him?
Oh yeah. He's got his compad. He's got a data slab. The usual suspects.
Do you mind opening these up for me?
You just hold them up to his face and they unlock.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna make sure I can change it so it's got a pin on it, and I just set a pin on it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for them. We'll be looking at those later.
It's almost done that before.
Hey, look, I don't want to have his face. I don't need a head sitting in a jar so I can open an iPad. So, Otto, this is a genuine question here. What got you into this line of business?
Let's see. Well, his response is to, of course, spit and say money. I'm gonna move this a little bit on, because I don't think that Otto is the focus here. I'll give you a chance to ask any pointed questions that you have for him, but otherwise, your questioning turns out that Otto is just a cruel, cowardly person, and it comes out very quickly in your interactions with him. But are there any is there any specific information that you want from him?
Apart from literally, how does he go about getting the slaves? Because obviously, I very much doubt he collects them himself.
He doesn't. You don't even have to roll for this. He just buys them at Thord.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to confirm that.
Mm-hmm.
2, who are the people he supposedly works for?
Well,
the rich and famous.
He throws out the name Cassian LaRue. That's a familiar one.
Okay.
Also, possibly entirely bullshit, but
yeah, he does make a point of threatening you with the most powerful man in the sector, Cassian LaRue.
What's the equivalent of like an insight check?
I mean,
the equivalent of an insight check is I already have telepathic contact with him. Is he sincere?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like this guy.
I'm just saying. I am literally in this dude you are interrogating's head. Like, we know if he's lying.
There are too many conflicting states of terror and fear and pain to be able to discern that conclusively.
But also, even if we did, it's like I'm pretty sure we have a much tighter relationship with Cassian. I guess it'd still be good to know that Cassian's into slavery stuff, but
in which case he chose a bad business partner.
So yeah, I'm sorry. I guess it is very important. That would be important if it was true.
And I normally the check to see if somebody is telling you the truth or if they're giving enough signs of that they're telling the truth would be a notice check. That's the insight equivalent.
Okay.
I'll allow notice wisdom and telepathy wisdom, to try and make heads and tails of what he's blubbering and what he's feeling and thinking. It is
Okay.
going to be a difficult check.
That's fine. That's one I might not be terrible at.
I would like to assist, so I'll do the roll just to see if I assist. Okay, no.
Yeah, there's too much going on to be a
Oh, it's a very
conclusive.
difficult roll. Okay.
Yes, very difficult role. To be conclusive about whether he's just blowing steam. Marcus, there's nothing in his contacts that specifically have, this is a rich and important person, but that was also probably to be expected. You wouldn't keep Cassian on speed dial as that guy I sell slaves to or buy slaves from.
I mean, I would be amazed that Cassian would be known as someone that this guy's working for. Like, if Cassian was into this, there's no way he would know that it's Cassian LaRue.
He would be behind like 4 different intermediaries.
Yeah,
lawyers,
exactly.
Everything we've heard, it seems very unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Cassian's that incompetent.
That is a very fair assessment.
During this, I feel like Archibald would probably go negotiate with the mercenary guys and just get them out of the way.
Okay.
Before Amaya goes up there and kills them too. So that we don't,
Yeah, Izzy is going to focus to the extent that it's possible on trying to organize these poor bastards to see if they can get out of here, not just alive, but in some kind of tact, as it were.
Okay, so I know that you are planning on letting all the slaves beat on auto. What is your overall plan around that? Well, around and past that.
I mean, that's just Oogie making threats. We don't necessarily need to do that.
Oh,
part.
okay.
But as far as the slaves, here's my thinking. If we've only got like 90 people on the cruiser, we could actually support 100 people indefinitely, or not indefinitely, but for as
the duration of our mission.
The duration of our mission, which means my thinking is kind of like we get to Khah and then ask Elena to take them back while we complete the mission.
Okay.
Also, wait. What size ship is this?
There's a free merchant. Merchant.
It's a free merchant. So that only requires one person to be the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
The problem
Two,
is,
if you want to swap them up.
The problem is, I think if we take the ship, we've got some legality issues to sort out. Particularly seeing it's in orbit around a very populated, rich planet.
On the other hand, if we leave it abandoned in orbit around a rich planet, there are some other legality issues to sort out.
Yes, I'm thinking we move and park it somewhere, essentially.
Okay.
That's what Max is thinking, is to move and park it, so that way...
Leaving this in a stable
out
orbit somewhere makes way more sense, yeah.
Yes.
Regardless of what we do with the humans.
I thought you were going to have it carry them back to Camiego for, take them to Dry Sun, but even then, they'd still have to be in these cages, because there's no other place for 100 people to be on a free merchant.
Right.
I mean, yes, if we go that route, definitely, but I think we should, 1, move away from the planet after what's happened, and 2, make sure the ship's away from the planet, just that way nobody's going to be asking questions. I mean, there's going to be questions anyway, because the security team's dead, but just move it away.
But presumably, they have not called... I mean, they can't really call on the authorities, considering... Unless they had corrupt authorities that they have on speed dial. Right?
The local authorities are pro-slavery, aren't they? They definitely can call on the authorities.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Was slavery specifically illegal here?
Not explicitly. Galactic Mandate does come around and do their things, but yeah, slavery is pretty much... slavery... Okay, so slavery is not legal here. But Haistro buys slaves, or they buy biostock to make more clones.
But presumably authorities would. I don't know.
Relatively speaking, what the guy was doing is not criminal here. So at the very least, you'll get an unenthusiastic result by telling them that you murdered a guy
Yeah.
who was going to sell them a bunch of
Stuff that they wanted.
fodder.
Yeah.
Anyway, with fodder.
That's probably the best way of putting it. The legality of what he was doing here is it's all kinds of wavy and mucky. But going through the right channels, his transaction would have been official. Going through the wrong channels, like if it were just called in, then he would be, it's possible he could be excoriated as a terrible slaver person and politely, reported to Galactic Mandate to be escorted out if he weren't dead. That's the range of possibilities that could occur if you involved anybody else.
Okay. And he has not involved anyone else at this stage, though, yet, right? Because that all happened so suddenly.
Right. He has not, nor has, as far as you can tell, the commander of the mercenary protective escort.
The commander of the mercenaries seems to be a very pragmatic person.
Yeah.
He knows this is going to end badly if he crosses this any further.
Yeah, he has some culpability also, because if it comes down to, oh, these guys are slavers, they're bad, then he's also bad for having provided security to slavers without reporting to Galactic Mandate.
They accessory to the crime.
Yep. Yes.
Black Mandate.
It's a very mucky situation for everyone involved, and you guys hold the control knob of what direction that goes.
Marcus votes just to move the ship away, and we'll deal with the after effects.
Yeah, take the people on board the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm.
Move the ship away. Yeah, that all seems reasonable.
Okay.
Don't try to get too much out of this. No one's really asking. I mean, has Park been found?
I figured we'd get there at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's fast track your plan a little bit. Are you willing to let Otto die from injuries if some slaves, former slaves, do kick him?
Yes.
Otto ends up dead.
Marcus would do just enough to make sure he keeps on going.
He was never not going to end at the end of this.
Okay.
Marcus, just like as sickening as it is, just make sure that people get some satisfaction.
All right, y'all, this is getting kind of ghoulish.
Yeah, someone didn't take a Hippocratic oath, but yeah, let's not get into the
Can we move on?
anymore.
Yes, we'll leave it at Otto has a bad time. Some of the slaves that wish to partake of it get some catharsis, and all of them, even the dead, are loaded onto your ship. Does that sound correct?
Sounds like it.
Good enough for me.
You didn't want to leave the dead here, did you?
Oogie would have had Park's description, and is trying to make eye contact with each of them as they depart.
Okay. It's difficult because you're trying to make an orderly transition from one ship to another of people who have been, walked from one ship to another, or from a cell into a holding crate. And it's going to take some effort on all your parts, and some attention on all your parts to get these people feeling like they can trust you. When the people they trusted before were bad people.
I'll ahead and get Ivan cooking.
Okay. But I know you guys' skill sets, and I know that there is just enough leadership and charisma out there spread amongst you to get this accomplished. I don't feel a need to ask for any roles on it. Your crew is as soon as you told your crew what was happening, you've got 30 people all attending to getting some barracks set up and moving people out and just those people that thought they'd have a little bit of privacy, well, your crew are now going to be squished in, making room for these former slaves. And it isn't. Let me see how best to dramatize this for you, Tulare. There's no recognition for Oogie of someone that meets that description and recognizes him, because there's a few people that meet the description, but they don't recognize him. And all of them have been put over to the ship, the Hedgehog.
Oogie is going to examine the deceased.
There's only one among the deceased that would match that description. And there's someone that was crying over, or is crying over them, who also does not recognize Oogie. Doesn't seem like Park.
This seems like we should start maybe asking the people if they knew anyone named Park.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna have to once they're settled, kind of start asking around.
It's about an hour or so as somebody is getting that ship deeper into the system, into basically a trailing orbit around the sun, or a wide orbit around the sun. And then your ship's alongside them. You know, they do the spacewalk back, or they get back somehow. So it's been well, that'll all happen in a minute. You're putting that into motion, and the slaves, the former slaves, are getting themselves settled in, and you see that they're becoming more lively. They're looking around like, you know, that door's open. They're being provided with beds that actually have blankets and no bugs. And holy shit, this has a pillow. That is the most amazing sight to this this mother and father of two little boys that they're just so excited, chattering over this pillow and who gets to use it first. And one of your gray shirts kindly tells them that they'll bring them another pillow so that they can all use a pillow. And that's when someone catches Oogie's eye, or rather, Oogie catches someone staring at him. It's a little boy or little girl, can't really tell. They are wearing just these bare scraps of canvas on them, with a hood over their head, and take a slow, shuddering step towards Oogie, and then start sprinting at him full bore.
I mean, Oogie's got the instinct to know that this is the person he's looking for. He's just gonna kneel down and catch the kid.
They just barrel into him, and they just start crying.
Yeah, Oogie too.
There's a little bit of
not even words. He can't say anything.
There's a little bit of anger coming from them. In and among the happiness, you know, that little fist beat on whatever's available, and why'd you leave me, and you know, that kind of thing.
Oogie begs off for the moment that it's a long story, but he'll tell them all about it. and
Okay.
then invites Park to. I mean, he's basically going to take Park under his wing. Park's going to live in Oogie's quarters.
Okay. All right. Arrangements are made to get Park some better clothes, and of course have extra food delivered to Oogie. Now Oogie is pulled aside by someone, a no name, wearing the blue uniforms. With some very specific instructions about sleeping, medical examinations, food, all the things that someone would need to know to take care of someone who has been just deprived of everything essential for weeks, if not longer.
And Oogie is going to track down the rest of the mission team in particular with Park in tow. I mean, Park in his arms.
Mm-hmm.
And is just going to thank them individually. Archibald, thank you for helping me find Park. Marcus and Amaya and Izia, thank you for helping me get them out of there. And all these folks.
I mean, just doing good.
All right.
Ain't nothing. It's what you do for friends.
Sounds like there's some all around solemn just feelings out there.
Yeah, it's one of them. Bittersweet, innit? Max is just trying to tend to people, essentially. People who have maybe got infections or anything wrong with them. He's going to try and do what he can.
Oh yeah, there's
Okay,
all
so
manner
up.
of things
Easy,
that
easy.
I'm not going to go into detail, but including infections and injuries.
It's a good thing we're stocked like a cruiser.
Yeah.
Imagine if we'd done this with the marmoset.
with an advanced med lab, no less.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far
So
as
much worse than a cruiser.
as far as ships to have taken on this, your cruiser is very well fit for refugee and slave rescue. Now I imagine that some of you also want to see a little bit of movement on the mission plot here too. I don't want to cut things short for you, Tulair.
No, we're good. I've gotten more than I could have asked for. Thank
okay. In time, the what was it? The nest egg is let go. The Savvy Fair has already taken off, concluded their business, and wanted to be nowhere in the system. And you guys hitch off to the horizon and start making the jumps out to Khah. So let's see, from Haistro with a drive 3, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, drive 3, duh. 1, 2. It doesn't actually change anything. It is still 4 jumps of 2 hexes each.
With Drive 3, we can make it straight to March from Haistro, though, can't we?
Oh yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Okay.
We have I know there's. Do we still have issues with the routers available to us?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Or
That's
rudders.
That's an
Rudders, yeah.
unusual rudder.
That is an unusual rudder.
One of the Raza probably has some, but I don't remember which ones.
In the interest of moving it, I'm going to say that if Oogie was willing to do this, he may have been able to leverage his trader status to get that rudder from Haistro.
Oh yeah, they would have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Alright, so that is only 3 then. 5, 7. 7 hexes worth of travel. So it takes 14 days. It's also 3 jumps. So you'll have to refuel once in that. I'll put it at 15 days of travel. Okay. Okay. Over the course of these 15 days, the freed slaves, the refugees, actually I'll just keep calling them freed slaves, the former slaves, have come out of their shell a lot. You're seeing a lot of Kamiego culture on display. You know, most of them don't know what a spaceship is. Most of them don't know why why they're in such a large metal structure. Aside from, oh, I guess I should say,
They've already spit and said metal
yeah,
structure.
yeah. This is different though. They're not just sitting in
Yeah.
a box that's moving around.
I imagine we have to like cordon off some areas so they stop wandering the entire ship.
Oh, yeah, you do. Security is taking care of that. There's a bunch of red shirts out in force. You've pretty much doubled the shifts for the red shirts.
Sorry, guys.
Max is giving up his room if they want to take turns sleeping in that.
Okay.
To the security folks or to the freed slaves?
No security folk.
Okay.
That's more reasonable.
So yeah, you're right. They know what ships are. Theirs is more of a curiosity now that they're not in a box of how it all works. And there's a lot of inquisitiveness. Where do you keep the horses? When told that it's moving through space, mostly from kids. The adults understand a little better. There are slaves from other planets, but 90% of them are Kamiego natives. And it, if nothing else, brings back that feeling of familiarity for Oogie and for Archibald of, yeah, selling slaves to the off-worlders is one of the only ways that Kamiego landlords have been able to make money and buy weapons and stuff.
That's how they maintain power too.
That's how they maintain power too. And you you enter Lohikau Echna orbit. You find a single ship at the arrival zone from Arabiolis with United Imperial Shogunate colors flying, ID flying. They do hail you immediately upon completing your entry. And as usual, upon entering your destination planet, Elena has asked all of you to be on the bridge.
Reasonable. But will Logie leave Park and their cabin?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, Oogie has been straining to maintain the whole professionalism while also trying to be a surrogate parent. I'll have questions for Dexter later about what has gone on in these past 2 weeks, but that'll come up between sessions.
Maybe something we can do through the roleplay channel.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oops. You're hailed by Captain Sawaya Juzo of the Shining Bow. Raza ship Hedgehog. Please stand by and prepare to be boarded.
I suppose we're on good terms with the United Shogunate, huh?
You are. Sorry, I don't think that came through. Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah, well, it kind of did, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I don't see any reason to raise a fuss. Anyone else? What was their involvement here? I've forgotten already.
Well, Lohekau Echna is a League of Autonomous Worlds system, which has kind of been, the League of Autonomous Worlds has kind of been co-opted by the United Imperial Shogunate as its de facto leader.
Gotcha.
And so when the whole tourism thing caused some kind of difficulties with trade, UIS blockaded Lohikalichna and placed severe restrictions on trade. Not like you can't trade here, but like we are inspecting every damn ship that gets to the planet to make sure that you're not tourists, that you're actually traders. It created such a backlog due to having not enough ships to meet the demand that some traders just skipped out without their supply of fish and fresh food, and there's been that fish shortage throughout the sector.
Okay. But aside from the explaining the freed slaves on board, there's not really any reason that we shouldn't comply. And I'm sure they'll be fine with it.
Does anybody have any objections to it?
Other than a certain amount of impatience to get to Everest or Khah, no.
It's okay. This does not take any time. It is merely flavor here.
Oh no, that's an in-character answer. It's just actually they're eager to go home.
What did I say your name was? His name. Mr. Sawaya, I'm definitely not saying that right, conducts a cursory inspection with the kind of efficiency and expediency that is stereotypical of a Japanese / Chinese themed nation. Does not dawdle or dally, and thanks you and sends you on your way. Now you have a location sent by the diver that had pinged to you, and that's Dominica Point. But the one thing that Sawaya Juzo does say to you is that your ships are not allowed to take their own transport down to Khah. That all ships must dock and await transport at Everest Station as part of their continued efforts to control the tourism. So you break off from the Shining Bow and start heading towards the planet. Are you going to do as instructed and stop at Everest Station, or are you going to just hover over Dominica Point, the city that you were, the pillar city you were given, and send your drop pod down?
Makes much more sense to stop at Everest for a lot of reasons.
Let me give you a little sneak peek. We don't have much time left, but I'll give you a little bit of Lohi Cow Echna music. Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Yeah, approaching Everest Station is a very standard procedure. There's nothing exchanged except for the docking instructions. Go here and the basic. What are you here for? And you're not here for trade, although you can be. That is kind of important. What answer do you give to them in as far as what you guys are here for?
Suppose scholarly interest, right?
Does Tally still have her business license?
Tally does still have her business license.
We're here for an adventure tour.
We brought a whole cruiser. But you know what? The lifestyles of the rich and famous.
It's a really big tour group. I don't know what to tell them.
Okay. That actually merits some recognition from control. Somebody takes over from the automated response, and a different voice gets on the line. That's one of those tours with Telesia Morant.
I'll let her answer them.
Wow.
Oh, Tally doesn't want to be on the bridge for this.
Oh. Yes.
Huh. Well, we haven't seen her run one of those for a while. It's good to know that she's back. We'll get you sent
I had to
over.
twist her arm, but she's agreed to do one more. For old time's sake. Well, I never got a scene with Tally, so we don't know. But I'm assuming it'll come up.
And I'm gonna deny you again.
Uh-huh.
I keep going there. What am I doing? What's going on here? What was I even looking up? I just went to my folder to look something up, and I have no idea what it was. Oh, age sucks.
Was it something about how I was going to ask, how did Archibald's swimming lessons go?
That's another important thing. I feel like we're going to get some flashback content next session here.
We are going to get some flashback content. I wanted to get us to the planet, and then we'll fill in some gaps from those 15 days
No
next
complaints.
session.
That's probably a good idea.
Liking the music.
Yeah.
It's a very chill planet, apart from the drinking your own urine and the roving bands of pirates and
Okay, well, those aren't usually chill.
aliens and the other stuff.
So, that gets you patched, not patched back through, but that gets you we'll be looking forward to seeing her here in Control when she comes through to register the tour, and then gets you back on the automated system, which finishes up the docking instructions, takes control of the ship and docks it. And now I should move you over to a ship combat page. Well, not really ship combat page, but that is the name I gave it. Who is going with you? Which NPCs are you taking with you? Obviously, Tally.
Well, with us where? With us to the station or with us to the planet?
To the station, yeah. What's going to happen here is you dock with the station, and they will, at intervals, take you down to the planet in shuttles between Everest Station and the planet. They taxi you.
And Soviets Russia.
Well, that depends. Are we going to be here a bit, or are we going to head at least some people down immediately?
Well, you were told by Juzo that it may be a few days. However, upon hearing confirming that you were here for an adventure tour with Tally, that's another thing that the guy revealed to you is that you'll be sent down as soon as she registers your tour.
Okay, well, in that case, we're going to need to bring Asta because she needs to get down there immediately to start looking for aliens.
Okay.
And I assume we want to bring Quiet River and Amitloov for, find us a boat purposes.
That
seems like who needs to be there first. Other people maybe can wait.
Okay. 9 is a good number. It lets the shuttle just kind of take you down. You could take one more. The shuttles are automated, so they can carry 10 of you easily.
Anybody else think there's an NPC we really need?
Not I.
All right.
Hold on, let me look at our qualifications here. Do we have...
I do also have the what's the best way to put? I still also have my storage unit, which is encumbrance 3, so I assume it's fairly substantial, and is currently containing all sorts of data vis-a-vis the mission. I don't have to bring that down though. I can load things into it later.
That's fine. It's as long as you can fit it into your readied and or stowed inventory. I'll assume you've got it packed away somehow somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Conspiracy Board Central. It's the STAR's equivalent of the Conspiracy Board.
Right. You're gonna need to get yourself a holographic conspiracy room.
I'm sure it's coming up at some point when we have the technology and the network wants to draw more viewers.
All right. The 9 of you are fine. You're brought aboard, and your Captain Elena's told that everyone else must stay on a ship. There's all kinds of rules about how many people from a ship can be on Everest Station, etc., etc., etc. Because you're not doing trade business.
Right.
But as you're traveling through these very nice and peacefully themed space station halls, with windows out to gentle, serene water. Obviously not windows, but they're made to look like windows, like you are walking along a boardwalk with windows out onto the ocean. The person who is escorting you recognized the Tally and immediately started striking up conversation. He missed her, and it's been so good. And Tally's just all kinds of awkward here. It's quite unlike her to look awkward and nervous in all of your experience.
I'm really starting to question the circumstances of her departure.
Is your nose enough about them to not actually be surprised?
Oh.
Unfortunately, we're stuck with this.
Wow.
You are, as you are being escorted through, you're met by other Khah staff or Everest Station staff who quickly inform Tally in Islandese. Does anybody speak Islandese?
Yes.
Okay. That
Oki, listening in, realizes that he does, and he's visibly shocked by this.
Oh, more
Yeah.
flashbacks for next week, and Marcus too.
Well, yeah, I'm a diplomat, so Me and Uki know all the languages.
Is Islandese on the
Wow.
diplomat list? It is. Okay, cool.
Pretty sure
I went back and forth on that. I eventually just said, you know what, I shouldn't be making diplomat like, you know, specific just the languages. I have to let it be all the 15 because there are still other languages that aren't commonly known.
Fair enough.
I felt I was being too restrictive with my earlier list.
We have 3 characters here who can speak virtually any language in the sector. And I can even speak some of the ones the diplomats can't if you can find me somebody to be a telepath at. It'll be fun.
Right. So, Tally, addressed as Ms. Morant, or Lady Morant actually, is told that her presence is requested by her father, and she tries to explain that she needs to lead these folks on a tour. Immediately, she needs to go register it, and she's only able to wiggle them enough to get to the central and register for a tour, but she agrees that once she's done that, she will go meet with her father.
Was hoping we'd have a bit longer.
And once they're satisfied with that agreement, she turns to you.
I think Archibald should look bewildered.
I'm going to stick with, I was hoping we'd have a bit longer. Is what I have to say about that. Maybe I can help?
This won't be long. I just have to say some things. I'll meet you on Dominica Point as soon as I get a shuttle.
You sure?
There's no reason to make you wait.
Okay. I established telepathic contact with Tally.
Okay.
And this is where I point out that I do in fact have the long distance telepathy now.
Okay.
It may be being maintained a while.
Okay.
Currently it's 100 kilometers, so at least until we're off the station, I'm in telepathic contact with Tally.
Yeah, there's some argument about whether that persists past the scene. I initially read it all as a way to actually be in contact with people, the way you're trying to use it, and I prefer it that way. So if anybody comes around and tells you, no, you can't do that, I say you can.
There's also facile mind involved here, which I also have, and I've probably got more than enough time to have practiced the process with her.
Okay.
So I might not even be spending effort.
I don't know if she's that open with Izya yet.
Okay.
Let's put that off to one of the many retro scenes that we will be getting into next week.
I'm just pointing out it's there.
Yeah, I think that's something that would be fun, a fun scene. And she does register you for a tour, gets you set up on a shuttle, and goes away to things.
I am sending you a message.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was what you're saying to Tally.
No. I need to ask Dexter a question. It involves information that other people don't know yet.
I'll tell you, I've got my curiosity piqued.
One moment here. There are no security sweeps or checks done on you, despite Juzo having told you that, no high-grade weaponry should be taken down to the planet, and by that they meant no mag weaponry. There is no restriction on fire actual long arms, rifles, laser rifles, just mag stuff. That was the only restriction mentioned. But nobody's checking you guys for what you're carrying. You are just escorted from one fairly attentive attendant to another, each of them saying that the next will take you from here. And find yourselves on a shuttle, having seen barely any of Everest Station at large.
Now, obviously, I don't remember Everest Station very well.
Mm-hmm.
But does any of this seem weird?
Oh, very, very.
Okay.
Yeah. This
I mean,
is
it seems great to have a rule and not enforce it at all.
No, one way or another, we got a free pass to the planet, which might be good.
Might be bad. Like the aliens did it.
Well, he's just going to let everybody know that. That could be a bad thing. Normally, it doesn't go like this, he doesn't think.
all right, and I think that's a good place to end the session. Anyone disagree?
No.
I'm content with
It
it.
was satisfying we got into combat.
Yes.
That is the first thing that I want to ask about in our quick review is
It lasted longer.
Stars still has an odd combat sequence where the whole assumptions of 1 and 2 hit die enemies can mean that a combat just isn't very much combat. Was this a satisfying combat for you?
I wish it could have lasted longer.
Okay.
It's a bad thing.
I
Yeah,
mean,
good.
no, but I'm playing the only not especially combat-oriented guy, so that's
I'm
okay.
not combat orientated. I've literally only got telekinetic armor. He just said I have to carry weapons.
That is more than I have.
Yeah. I mean, that's enough to make any telekinetic combat viable.
Yep. That is
Oh, yeah, no.
extremely more than I have.
Oh yeah. Nice one. Now I'm running around with what? What's
Now,
my
admittedly,
save,
let me
17?
get telepathy 3 and we'll talk. But like, still.
Yeah.
How about you, Nox? How'd that feel for you?
And I got to skew some people.
You got me under the train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, had fun.
Okay. Good. That's the only question I had. Open feedback. Tulare, how'd you feel?
I felt good. It was a satisfying conclusion to the arc. One good fight and more than we bargained for in the conclusion, so I like that. Just one quick follow-up question. I assume we healed any hit points during the trip back?
Yeah, I don't think any of you guys took nearly enough damage for me to worry about.
I mean, we had 15 days.
Yeah.
And we get, what, 5 back every time?
Yeah, you would have
Every night?
gotten 75 hit points back.
I don't think anyone has that many hit points yet.
No.
I need to take over cooking dinner, so I'm going to go. But
Okay.
I'm around later on. The
All
usual
right.
ways.
Yeah, I'll be in touch with you.
Bye.
Catch you later, R.
The yeah, I kind of like how that played out. It's like, oh, we're gonna like, we're just gonna in and out, just pay whatever price they ask, and it's like this. Everyone's just kind of like, oh, we gotta kill these people.
That was actually perfect. Like the pacing and the way that you structured, like letting us believe that maybe this was gonna work, and then like pushing us until we couldn't let it work anymore. It's really good.
Especially helpful dishes, I guess, bit of like getting into Otto's head and just like really kind of like really cementing this is, yeah, not really someone you want to do, but we're willing to do business with even.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked. All right, and we've got Tulare, I'll let you frame how you want any kind of interactions with Park to start. I'll probably need to also be exchanging some chatter with you outside the channel, just to make sure that that we're on the same page and giving you more or less a satisfactory, drama-filled little episode there.
Well, so I'll be honest with you. The biggest thing I want out of it is the answers to 2.5 questions. The two big important questions being, what does Oogie learn about his past relationship with Park? And how does Park react to whatever Oogie is able to reveal about his condition, we'll say?
Ooh. Okay.
Because that whole question of why did you leave is going to be really hard to answer.
Because he doesn't even know.
Yeah. And then the half question, if we have time for a little bit of a fun question, is how does Lily Grace respond to Oogie now
being a
basically
child.
having a kid?
Okay. Alright, so what I've got written down for myself is, what does Oogie learn about a past relationship with Park? How does Park react to Oogie's condition, QED? And how does Lily Grace respond? We have a couple of other questions that have not been addressed, such as, is Park actually Oogie's child?
I mean, that's baked into the first one.
Yep. And how much do you want me to decide versus how much do you want to... Basically, how much do you want to learn and be surprised versus how much do you want to have a hand in the answer?
Let's talk about that one offline. I'm going to have to think about it, and there might be some discussion back and forth before we definitively say.
That sounds good to me. All right, thanks. Any other last bits of feedback? Anything?
I think I'm good. I'm still kind of curious, you know, like I said, Archibald swimming lessons. I think that might be something fun to explore.
Yeah, definitely. I was terrible about writing down the other things that people wanted to do, so if y'all wouldn't mind, I'll put a post up in just a minute. And let's go ahead and put a list in of what kind of, not retcon, flashbacks we want.
Yeah, I guess we got quite a laundry list this time, huh?
We do have a few, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you all. Had fun.
Yeah.
And,
Good.
Go ahead.
Thank you, everyone, for devoting a session to my side plot.
I mean, you know, again, killing slavers was somewhat cathartic. So.
And it's weird how it happens. It feels like it was a whole session, but remember, I did take like an hour off at the start with the uniform and introduction to the Hedgehog. I think Park took a little bit more than 2 hours, but it was right in the ballpark of what I wanted it to be, about a half session.
Yeah, think of it this way though, you've liberated hundreds of people. We'll soon claim a ship. Once we've gone through, you know, the legal process. And, yeah, it was only just a nice little venting for, Amaya. I actually got to use his weapon. Oh no, wait, no, he didn't. Use
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I tried.
disappointed.
I tried to, but he just hasn't. He apparently is not. He's been too focused on learning to swim that he forgot to practice unbacking it.
I'm expecting like an hour of this is my rifle, this is my gun, you know, just taking it out, putting it back together.
Well, he's got to do it under duress, so he'll have to get someone else to like fire blanks at him.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how we make it a scene.
No, it's waterproof, right? I was gonna say I just gotta practice putting it together while I learn to swim.
Yeah, it's waterproof and it won't break. It still won't fire underwater though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as putting
water won't really damage. I can't imagine most TL4 things that really suffer from water exposure now.
Nah, not really.
Already with our level technology, like. Now, I did find out an iPhone 13 will not survive going 90 feet underwater. I have tested that. Technology's not there yet.
Good. Thank you for testing that for the rest of us, so we know.
But phones can't survive an hour at like 10 feet.
That's still amazing.
It is.
Yikes. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and end the stream here.